Why don't we... Oh, dude.
All right, that's nice. Max, give it one big whiff.
I got to...
Just one big whiff.
Stay strong.
Oh. Come on, you got this, Max.
I was seeing stars when
It is. It's like...
You got to do Hank, too, after.
Smelling salts. Yeah, Hank has to do it after.
Yeah.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have three-time NBA champion Dwyane Wade in studio. Awesome interview with D. Wade. Really, really fun to talk to him. We're going to talk some playoffs. The Thunder are a wagon. The Panthers are a wagon. The Pacers and Knicks played one of the most exciting playoff games maybe ever. We'll talk to memes about that. R.I.P. Jim Irsay. We're going to talk about that. The Tush Push doesn't get banned. And then we are going to finish up with Fyre Fest with our good friend Oldie, who is back in the booth smelling bad. So great Friday show going for you to get into the long weekend. And it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NBA Finals are almost here, and every play could be the one that changes everything. This is the NBA playoffs where heroes rise, legacies are built, and the action never lets up. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you don't just watch the madness, you live it. Back your favorite team, ride with your clutch time killer, bet on the buzzer beaters, the breakout performances, the game-winning threes, from player props to the same game parlays. This is how you take your fandom to the next level. New to the game? No sweat. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. It's that easy. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, May 23rd, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions.
Thunder.
Thunder.
It was cold.
Do I still have that ticket?
I can't wait. I cannot
it.
wait for this concert.
I gave it to Pug.
Yeah.
And he gave it to someone.
And then it was given again. I think the Donnies are both going.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
Whenever you get both Donnies involved, it's a great time.
It's rare.
Yeah. The Thunder are really fucking good.
They're really, really good. And yeah, we laid into SGA a little bit on the last podcast. I still stand by the take that I don't like watching him when he's foul baiting, but he is a great player. He did less of the foul baiting tonight.
Well, he won the MVP too. That happened
He
thanks to Shams for spoiling it.
Bullshit that they announced it when the two MVPs were in the playoff series prior.
Do you think that they should have done it when it was like last series?
He's saying they should have done it during that. Yeah, I think there was a famous one. I think it might have been
Dirk Nowitzki.
No, that was after he got bounced.
Yes.
Dirk got it in the second round after they got bounced by the Warriors. I want to say it was like a David Robinson Hakeem. They announced it during the actual series. But yeah, I agree with you. They should have done it. They should have done it before Game 7.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
It would have been sick.
This was a great game by SGA. There's no doubt about it. I still get pissed off when he embellishes. I think the Timberwolves are at their wits' end with it too.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that tonight for sure.
But he also, like, if you take that aside, he played a great game tonight.
Yeah, he's awesome. He had 38 points. He was dominant in. I mean, the first half he missed like 2 or 3 shots. He's really goddamn good. And I wonder, the question that I have for you guys. Is Paul George an all-time Oklahoma City Thunder player? Because, of course, Paul George got them SGA and 1,000 picks.
I would say yes.
Which I will say in defense of Clippers fans, they probably don't need defense. A lot of people are doing the, like, can you believe this trade? SGA was not no one thought he was going to be an MVP when they got traded for. And Paul George was very, very good at the time.
Right.
Still a crazy trade looking back at it. But yeah, Paul George got them SGA and a lot of picks, and now the Thunder look like the far and away best team in the NBA. They suffocate you on defense. Anthony Edwards had a pretty nice night, and it still didn't matter. They're just that much better, and I don't know what to say. Like, they're just so much better than everyone.
And they can hold a lead.
Yeah,
they can. They're a very tough team to come back on. They get out in transition so fast.
Oh, every turnover is
it's unreal. Like, they score before the defense even has a chance to fully get behind half court. It's crazy.
And all they do is turn you over. This was another game where I think the Timberwolves had 14 turnovers. The Thunder had 6. Got to win the turnover battle.
Got to do it.
And it doesn't matter because they're just that good. And I don't really. We can't even be like, hey, T-shirt guy, put your T-shirt on. They just keep winning when he doesn't have his T-shirt on.
I got one thing to just bring to light. National Sports Podcast.
Yep.
They've got the best super fan in the world.
Yeah,
the Thunder do.
They got 2.
Well, I'm talking about Thundor.
Yes, Thundor's awesome, but also Brick Guy is awesome.
Brick Guy's cool.
Who's Thundor?
So Thundor, he rocks.
He's oldie.
He wears like a Mexican luchador hat, and he takes his shirt off. He paints his chest, and
he looks like Oldie.
He is the absolute best. I looked up some information about him. His name's Garrett. He's a social worker. And he changes on the way to games in a gas station bathroom.
I love that.
And this dude is the best.
We got to get him on.
Huge home field advantage, home court advantage. Yeah, there's Thundor right there.
We got to get him on.
Big boy.
Thundor. Someone get us a Thundor. Figure it out.
He lets out whoops.
He needs an 8-pack.
During foul shots.
Yeah.
His claim to fame is he was the first person to call Chris Kaman Chris Caveman
when
he was shooting foul shots. And I read an article. They did an interview with him a while ago. This is like maybe 10 years ago. He said, as a bigger guy, I grew up always wanting to swim with my shirt on. As goofy as I might be and how outrageous my antics might be, deep down, I like to promote body positivity and feeling confident in yourself. If I can take the thing that I'm most uncomfortable with and make that something that can entertain others or be a distraction for free throw shooters, then I took a negative into a positive. I love this guy.
Thundor rocks.
Thundor is the man.
I would like to have him on PMT.
You know it's a blowout when Thundor takes the mask off and he just enjoys the rest of the game.
My job is done here.
Yeah, I don't know if he did that tonight, but he has done that. I think in that the Nuggets blowout that they had in Game 2, I think he just was like, Thundor, my work here is done.
Yeah.
And he went back into Clark Kent for the rest of the game. Just
my watch has ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy rocks. I love Thundor.
And I don't even know. I mean, we'll see what happens when they. So we're obviously it's Memorial Day weekend. So next we will talk to people. There'll be 2 more games that go on because we'll be back on. We're going to do Tuesday, Friday next week. Hopefully there's still a series.
I think that the Timberwolves are going to figure out how to win 1 or maybe 2 at home. I think they'll figure it out. I don't know.
Game 3, they got to win Game 3.
I don't know how.
It's a must win.
I don't know how, but I don't see the Wolves getting swept.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that like Naz Reid's got to hit a 3 eventually. I think he's 0 for 12 in the series.
Yeah.
He's got to hit a 3. And Julius Randle didn't play in the fourth quarter. He had a bad game, which that is because he has been incredible all playoffs. Even last game when he started, I think he had 20 points in the first half. Him having only 6 points and not playing in the fourth quarter. I don't know if he was injured or anything, but that's bad. And that's a bad sign.
I don't think that you can make the case that you might get a friendlier whistle at home because I believe that tonight the foul shooting even favored the Timberwolves.
Yeah, shout out Scott Foster.
Yeah,
playing banged up, got hit in the nose.
Did he have a tampon in his nose?
Yeah, he did. He put a tampon in his nose.
Love that.
Yeah, it was a big one. Did you guys also see
in the second period? Right.
Yeah, it was the second period. Mm-hmm. Did you see that Perk was there? Perk's going through some stuff right now. The picture of Kendrick Perkins standing next to Stephen A. Smith that went viral.
Parallax angle.
That was tough. Also, Perk is doing some weird stuff where he was like, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook never got out of the second round until I showed up.
Fact.
And Kevin Durant quote tweeted and said, "You the real MVP."
Yeah, I love that.
and he also had, I think it was last week, he said he would have locked down Jokic, and then they just played footage of like baby Jokic just like fucking him up.
And the Celtics is like, it's a family team, and he's like on the not allowed in.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because he was like leading the charge against getting rid of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum a couple of years ago.
He's doing his job as a journalist.
But what happened was he was at the game and they announced him.
So he's gotten all of his former teams. None of them.
Yeah. Well, he did get a standing ovation
recognize him.
tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think the people love him.
Yeah. He got a standing ovation tonight.
Do you think he has to know when he says stuff like that? Like, it's a little bit tongue in cheek, right?
I don't know. I think he's suffering from the fact that like
He just fires from the hip.
all of the games and box scores that he played in are readily available.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? Like he would do a lot better. It's giving off big like, oh yeah, my summer camp girlfriend, she's actually from Canada.
If he was a like a folk hero,
Yeah.
like back in the day, like Kendrick
Big Perk, yeah.
Big Perk. Men used to cry instead of going to the lane against Big Perk.
Yeah, if he was a boxer from like 1915,
Yeah.
we would be, oh my God, the best ever. But so back to the standing ovation. He got a standing ovation. Now I don't know what the timing was with this, but it was a little weird because they only showed one highlight and it was just a repeat highlight of different angles of a single dunk he had.
That's awesome.
I don't know what happened there, but here I'll send it to you, Max.
I think
if
you
can't
also
find
might have
it.
misquoted him a little bit because you didn't say carry the hell on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He Perk. He's going through it right now. But the Thunder, they're better than everyone.
Yeah,
I don't
they
really
are.
know what to say. It's like
I got a question about the Thunder.
Yeah.
And their roster, guy for guy. If you put them up against the Boston Celtics,
Why would you do that? They're not in the playoffs.
Who are we taking here? Guy for guy.
The Thunder are still playing, so the Thunder are stacked,
Yeah,
top to bottom.
top to bottom.
And what's crazy about the Thunder, and I know that this is getting ahead of ourselves because they haven't won the title. Here's the highlight if you guys want to see it. It's pretty sick. This is Kendrick Perkins and his career at OKC, and that's a dunk.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
And then there's the same dunk from a different angle.
Yeah,
That
it was a good dunk.
Yeah, it was a great dunk. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. There's still some basketball to be played. Anything could happen. The craziest thing about the Thunder is like they're so young and they have so much, like so many draft picks. They have like I was saying the other night, like Chet Holmgren is just going to get better. He's already very good.
Yeah.
He was good again tonight, and he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, you could make the case that this might be the worst Thunder team that we're going to see in the next 5 years.
I like that.
Yeah.
You could make that case.
If the Thunder can win with this roster,
Yeah.
imagine what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's a good case to make. Should we start that discussion?
Yeah.
Will this be the worst Thunder championship in their dynasty era?
No, this is an off year.
The Thunder fans are going to be so mad about
This is like, if you look at it, this is an off year for the Thunder.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're doing this is super
We're going to
impressive.
look back and be like, dude, they won with this team?
Yeah, and listen, I like the Thunder. I think they're a great team. I think that they're entertained. I love Caruso. I think you feel the same way.
I love Caruso. I love Lou Dort's, who, by the way, I don't know if you guys knew this fact. I found out yesterday. Lou Dort name is Lugens Dort.
Mm-hmm.
His father's name is Lufrence Dort.
I like that.
Literally the same name, just a G, an F instead of a G. I
love
fucking love it.
Yeah, but I think that that with this, if we do nitpick at SGA, it's because there's literally our only complaint about the Thunder is that your star player is too good at gaming the rules.
Yeah.
And you're mowing everybody. Like, I might be an SGA atheist. Yes, I am. But that doesn't mean that I can't appreciate Alex Caruso.
Yeah. I agree with that, and they're a really good team. You can't take anything like what they've done in the playoffs so far, because I know obviously they went to 7 with the Nuggets. That's credit to the Nuggets, but even in that series they had a couple blowouts. Like, it just feels like when they beat these teams, they're just killing them.
Yeah,
killing them. This game was a close game again, and then it was just the Thunder are going to do their thing. Like their defense is just so good. And their offense can go through a little bit of lulls every now and then, but it doesn't matter because their defense is that good.
I think we have to just like fast forward the entire conversation and say, are the Thunder bad for basketball?
It could be. Are we gonna have to make a Sam Presti rule?
I mean,
he's built such a great team.
Sam Presti, the asset king.
Yeah, he's just swimming in assets.
Mm-hmm. Eating assets.
Should we talk about the other game? I think we should.
Which one?
Quick break for game time. Okay, before we talk Knicks Pacers, game time. Football is back. The 2025 NFL schedule is out, and the only place you should be getting your tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. We're already planning our fall schedule and circling the games we want to go to with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets. Game Time makes scoring NFL tickets faster and easier. They have exclusive discounts, and you can find seats for as low as $100. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic NFL tickets on time and for the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you'll pay. Was looking at tickets right now for Cowboys-Eagles opening night. You can get in for, it looks like around $550 is a get-in price. It's banner night. It's going to be a lot, but Game Time will make sure you get the best deal with Game Time tickets. So take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Okay. Knicks Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the more shocking, craziest, awesome, I don't really know what other superlative to use, games that I've watched. It was insane. And the Pacers, I think we can all agree, it's not a fluke. It's not like a coincidence this keeps happening. This is the third time they've done this thing. This was the most extreme one. But the third time they've done this in these playoffs. In the Bucks series, they were down 7 with 40 seconds left. In the Cavs series, they were down 5 with 30 seconds left. In this game, they were down 8 with 40 seconds left. They were down 14 with 2:50 left. And the stat goes that all time, teams that are up 14 with under 3 minutes to play were 977-0. And now the one is the Pacers and what they did, and it's crazy. It was insane.
I've seen so many different versions of that same stat where you can even back it up to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're all the same where it's like they were 0 for 1,414. Now they're 1 for 1,415.
Yeah.
In this circumstance, crazy. And yeah, you're right. The Pacers they've proven that this is what they do.
They don't run out of gas. They're better conditioned than every other team.
Yeah, and they've got guys that can hit 3-pointers that can heat up, and it's not like they're shutting teams down. Like the Knicks still scored points.
So the discussion that I think was thrown out
They
there,
had 6 points in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the discussion that was thrown out there because obviously Tyrese Halliburton hits that shot. Incredible shot, toe on the line, but still such an insane shot for it to bounce that high. And he does the Reggie Miller choke, which was a ballsy move because he didn't know at the time. He thought he had won the game.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it too. Aura. You agree?
Yeah.
What about the laced up Timbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Halliburton he may have just made the quickest transition from no aura to massive amounts of aura this postseason.
Yeah, but I don't think the Knicks choked as much as they choked a little bit.
They were making shots.
Yeah, and they missed some free throws. And obviously there was the goaltending that everyone's going to talk about in overtime.
Yep.
I get it. To say the Knicks choke, though, does a disservice to Aaron Nesmith going into God mode. That was God mode. What he did in those 3 minutes or whatever it was, maybe a little more, was insane. 5 for 5 from 3.
Yeah, it was nuts. Aaron Nesmith, Pacer for life, right?
Insane.
Didn't play for anybody else?
I mean, that was...
Wait, did he play for somebody else?
Aaron Nesmith?
Yeah, who did he play for, Hank?
Oh. Did he play for the Celtics?
Was he on the Celtics?
Yeah, he was drafted.
Oh, no.
That's wild.
Oh, no. That was so impressive. God mode.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else. I don't think you can say in the zone because it was more of a crunched time frame, and it was perfect.
He was above the zone.
It was God mode.
Yeah, so I think that the Knicks did kind of choke it a little bit, though. And that's not taking anything away from what the Pacers did, because the Pacers were obviously great in those last 3 minutes. But Jalen Brunson's a great player. Love watching him play. Dog. He looked super shaky in the fourth quarter, whether it was inbounding the ball, whether it was bringing the ball up the court. He looked scared, and there were a few times when he turned it over. There were even more times when he should have turned it over and lucked out. He got very, very shaky in the fourth. I don't think I'm I'm telling tales out of school with that one.
Well-
Memes, would you agree with that?
I think the one inbound play, and then he threw it up to Josh Hart was a shaky one.
I think he had several of those in the fourth quarter.
Well,
though.
I think I don't know about the shit because he ended up scoring 42.
Yeah, he had a great game.
He had a great game. I think the crazier part for the Knicks is that when it was 10 minutes left in the game and it was 94-92 and Jalen Brunson gets his 5th foul, you're saying to yourself, oh, fuck, the Knicks are going to be in trouble here. And then the Knicks ripped off a 14-0 run. And you're like, oh my God, Jalen Brunson's sitting on the bench, and we just went on a 14-0 run. And all of the, like you said, like you back it up. It's just like looking at all of the scores at different times.
Yeah,
is just insane. They were up, 119-105 with 2:50 left. They were up 7 points with 1:20 left. They were up, what was it, 8 points with 40 seconds left. It was an impossible comeback, and they did it because Aaron Nesmith was insane.
and when Halliburton hit that last shot in regulation, after the ball hit off the back iron and went like 8-9 feet up in the air, I don't know about you, but I was like, that's going in.
Yeah.
That's going to fall in.
I also was like, that was Jim Irsay.
Yeah, he did. That was his last tweet.
His last tweet, I did a Irsay legacy game,
R.I.P.
money line, and we'll talk about him in a second. But that was, the Pacers are so much fun. They're so much fun to watch because they have just guys with big balls who make big shots. And Halliburton is so good, and I know that like he got voted overrated. He now is the most underrated.
And we dove into
Basically
that
means
stat.
he's so good that his peers hate him
Well, no,
for how good he is.
Yeah.
Kirk Goldsberry told us it was like 5 people.
It was Rachel.
that voted for. Or
Rachel,
Rachel
no,
told
it's
us.
13 people. She said 13 total players.
Yeah, voted him the most overrated.
Yeah.
So it's really not that many people in the NBA, but they just didn't want to vote for anybody else because that's a fucked up award to give.
The guys that got he got this Olympic spot over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching a clip. There was someone posted it. It was like, I've loved Halliburton from this moment, and he was doing like a watch along for I don't know if it was a playoff game or a NBA League Cup game, and it was a highlight of Jordan Poole with like 10 seconds left chucking a 3 from like 35 feet. And the other 2 people on the panel, I think it was Taylor Rooks and someone else, they're like, what? How do you take that shot? And Halliburton's like, I love that shot. He's like, that was a great shot. He's wide open. He's like, I'm taking that shot in the playoffs next year.
Yeah. It goes
And that's
in.
just what he is. He's just unafraid. Like the move to go into the paint like that and then come out, and you knew he was going to take it.
It was a stupid fucking shot, but it
was
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was crazy, and it was
I saw people saying it was a double dribble. It was not a double dribble. It got poked away.
no.
from behind.
He got the hands were put on there. What were you gonna do? What are you doing?
I wanted to see if Memes thought it was a double dribble because
Yeah, so-
that's true saltiness.
Yeah. So Memes, let's talk
It was
about
not
this.
a double dribble, but I saw a lot of people being like, "How do they not call this?"
But I would respect it if Memes held firm and held the line and said that's a double dribble.
Memes, we did a review of your tweets last night. Good job. There was one that we noted though.
Where'd you guys review this?
We were sitting in here.
Yeah, we did an
internal
Just
review.
an internal review.
Oh, nice.
It's part of our
not
it's part of our
We
evaluation.
do that
we
every Friday.
We do it every Friday. We look through all your tweets. But you did it. You had it all. You had the choke. You had everything. You were doing all caps. But the one that we made us laugh was the choke picture was not all caps, and it just said Halliburton hit the choke on the tying basket.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the Memes. You are an all caps guy when something exciting happens, and when the Pacers were coming back, you said something like, "The Pacers just won't die."
Yeah, and somebody was like, "Oh, Jim Irsay, don't say."
But I saw that one and I was like, "That's just Memes being angry that the Pacers won't die."
I was in shock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Knicks are just cursed because like, if OG makes that free throw and then Tyrese steps on the line and gets a 2, like that's what somebody with good luck gets. Instead, it was like overtime, tie, you don't get the goaltend, now you just lose.
Yeah. So how are you? I mean, it's one game. That's the thing. Is like there was a lot of. It was a shocking game. Knicks fans were commiserating, which I understand, but it was just one game. You win on Friday night, and it's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you win on Friday night, you're back. It's what, 10:50 right now? Like this morning I didn't leave the couch. I it was probably the worst loss I've ever seen in my lifetime. But you win game 2, you're back.
Yeah, and the Knicks, like, if you want to go positive spin zone, the Knicks were the better basketball team for 56 minutes, 57 minutes.
Yeah. And
Or no, not
just wasted
57.
the
I was
game.
doing NFL time. Wow.
Yeah,
It's
that's
late.
football
We just
brain.
did American Rejects at the they played a private concert for us. It was sick. We're gonna have the lead singer on the show on Tuesday. They played the better game for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then Nesmith was just touched by God, and then he
Yeah.
just couldn't fucking miss.
I miss football. I was
football
just
rocks.
going 60.
Football is
60
the
minutes.
absolute
It's
best
like,
sport in
fuck,
the
that would be
entire
so
world.
sick.
So Memes, you
Play
stayed on your
50,
couch.
60 minutes.
You were angry. You
I
did,
stayed on my couch, didn't move.
Memes did text the group chat like 4 times. What time we're recording? Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know what time we're
He's
recording.
like, I want to get this over with and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And now I've just been here all day.
You've been
waiting.
stewing.
He's
You've
been
been stewing
stewing.
a little bit. Yeah, you don't handle losses well, but that's fine. I think that's most people don't at this office don't handle losses.
By the way, no Knick fan should be judged for how they handled that loss
No.
because that loss was as gut punching as you get.
Now-
Like, anything you said, did, acted in the 2 hours after that game should be legally wiped from the record.
Yeah, I crashed out pretty hard in our production group chat.
Oh no!
What
Can
did
you
that
read
look
it?
like?
Can you read some of them? No. Max is
Max
shaking his
says
head.
no,
No,
you shouldn't.
it was that hard of a crash out.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Did you apologize?
Did you go after anyone?
No. It always just ends up with me quitting somehow.
Oh, did you quit last night?
If they don't let me know, I'm gonna quit.
He blamed Chicago for his tires.
Yeah,
that was a big
that's
one.
actually a valid
Wait,
point.
what's
Yeah.
that?
I had to get 3
potholes.
retires.
Okay, that's
replaced
fair.
yesterday.
You retired 3 times?
Three tires replaced yesterday.
Yeah.
You retired 3 times yesterday.
Yeah,
The
pretty
loss
much.
was so bad.
All right,
so
so and then what else was said in the?
The weather. I blame the weather in Chicago. too.
Yeah,
also fair.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I mean, if
Anything
we were-
on Hank?
Imagine
No,
we were
I
at-
blame
imagine,
Shane.
Imagine if we were at
Shane.
softball when that was happening.
Yeah. What did you say to Shane?
I was like, this is all Shane's fucking fault.
Okay, go on.
Well, why?
He sent me a picture that let me know he was doing something.
Oh.
Group chat things.
Taking a shit?
Yeah.
Oh. Damn. That is Shane's fault.
I was like, I don't want to be thinking about this.
It's just one game, but the Pacers are so much fun, and they're a scary, scary team because they don't like the
You
fact
just
they've
can't.
done
You
it.
just can't memes. I'll tell you from experience. You can't blow game 2. Win game 2, you're fine.
Yeah.
No,
You just can't blow another big lead in game 2 because then,
And it's a pattern.
yeah.
Yeah, so I did see, if you're a Knicks fan, I hope that you just avoided, like Memes, you avoided all sorts of sports media, even if you work on a sports media podcast. But I saw a lot of shows today just straight up burying the Knicks, just saying the Knicks cannot come back from this, which is bullshit.
I don't
It's-
get that.
disagree.
It's bullshit. It's an overtime loss. The Pacers are a great team. They will never die. You have to kill them 7 times if you want to actually murder them. But to say that the series is over, I respect the boldness of the take.
Yeah, and also like the Knicks still like Cat was very good, and he's going to be a mismatch problem for the Pacers. Like OG's been good. Like
Yeah.
I think this will still be a series.
Jalen Brunson's still incredible.
That was a tough loss. Did you see the new Cat sound dropped? Let me get it to Max so he can play it for you guys. I fucking love Cat. I need him mic'd up for every single game. He's so fucking funny. But you got to keep your head up. It's one game. Win Friday night, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you can't win at 6 if you don't lose 2. So
That's true. You
Good point.
did predict it. Ready for this? This is Mitchell Robinson talking to Cat before the game.
I'm here. Where you at? NYC. Okay.
And what?
I'm here. Where you at? NYC. Okay.
NYC. SEC.
Are you in the Haliban?
I am. I've been riding with the Pacers. Like I said, I had a money line on Wednesday night, which was the craziest win possible.
I might be in Halkeda.
I've been in the Haliban and the Pacers this whole run. They're just fun.
Yeah, they are.
Sixers Twitter's been getting into it because there were rumors a while ago, like back when Ben Simmons was on the Sixers, that Daryl Morey turned down Tyrese Halliburton.
You get in there and you
straight.
make it about you, Max.
Yeah.
And also,
I'm just saying.
you
Yeah.
don't have the best Tyrese in the NBA.
Oh no.
No.
No. It's also crazy because did you guys see there was a someone did all the draft picks for each team in the conference finals, and it's like the Pacers have built a team of not like top 3 guys, and it's pretty damn impressive.
It is.
Yeah,
Nesmith, great draft pick.
Great draft pick.
Nesmith, yeah.
Is that Brad Stevens?
Yeah.
Trust the process.
Why'd you get rid of him?
Process.
Malcolm Brogdon, who won 6th Man of the Year. It was a good at the time. It was a good trade.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't know he had God mode.
No, I mean, it's been 4 years since that trade, but yeah, he's a great player. Great draft pick.
You haven't really thought about him that much before, like this playoffs. He was good
Has
last
anyone?
playoffs,
Yeah,
so-
I mean,
God mode.
That was crazy.
It was God mode.
God mode.
Yeah. Jesus
What
Christ.
memes?
I mean, it was so crazy. And then after the game, he was like, "I'm just so good at shooting, I just let it fly."
That's a great
It's
answer.
like a guy like that shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Did you the Halliburton choke? It could have been a bad one. If they had lost in overtime, that would have been as bad as you get in terms of memes and everything going after him.
I think that it's incredible that he was able to overcome what seemed like a jinxing choke that he made. He tried to will the meme into existence before they won the game. That feels like something that will come back to bite you, and he just overcame that in overtime.
Yeah,
But the Reggie Miller choke series, the Pacers lost.
that's true.
Yep, good point.
Also, here's another stat. Just one last stat. This one's crazy. Since 1997 and 98, teams are 4 and 1,640 when trailing by 7+ in the final minute of the fourth quarter or OT in the playoffs. The Pacers account for 3 of those 4 wins
That is nuts.
in these playoffs.
That is nuts.
That's fucking insane.
Yep.
4 and 1,640, and they have 3 out of 4 in these playoffs. Crazy.
How many points would you need to be up by memes in the final minute of the fourth quarter to feel comfortable?
15.
15.
15. That sounds
What?
like a challenge.
That
I would-
feels like a new Pacers stat that's going to drop.
Yeah, you should have gone like 25.
Yeah. Dude, you don't like the stats that came out after this game
I know.
were all so shocking. You don't want to make a new one.
And I loved looking at all of them.
They're mind-boggling.
It's just
4 and
crazy.
1,640.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah. Last thing on this game, I saw that Charles Barkley actually said this to Adam Silver, and we agree. It's time to get Tyrese Halliburton's dad back in the stands.
I said
time.
that
Yeah.
like 2 days after they banned him for the entire playoffs. Because you could see a way that this would unfold when it feels like the punishment is too heavy. Yeah, ban him for the rest of that first series. I get that. Or I guess it would be the second series. The first 2 home games of the second series. Let the man's dad watch his son dominate in the NBA.
Although him doing the clip of him at a bar doing the choke and having the towel and just going crazy was very funny. But yeah, let's get it back.
Yeah, I saw Stavi threaten to fight him. He's like, just let me fight his dad, and then all is fair. I think it's a fair
I don't
compromise.
know if Stavi wants that fight.
I think Stavi wants the fight. I don't know
think
that he'd
he
win
wants,
the fight.
I don't think he wants the fight after he has the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Talking about this game on Friday night, let's do first basket scorers brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. High stakes drama, insane buzzer beaters, jaw dropping dunks, and the excitement you live for. And guess what? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner in the NBA, is giving you a chance to boost your winnings every single game during the playoffs. That's right. Every game, all playoffs long. DraftKings is rolling out a special NBA profit boost. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE to claim your profit boost. That's right. Code TAKE gets you a boost for every single NBA playoff game. Don't miss your shot at big wins. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Pacers, Knicks. I need to catch up with Max, so I'll just go Halliburton.
All right.
11-1. 11-1. What are you guys going to do?
I'm gonna take Aaron Nesmith.
Okay.
8-1.
Good one. Maybe God mode still?
I'm gonna go Siakam because I like saying Siakam.
Yeah. 750.
I'll just run it back with Cat. Got me a win last week. I'll run it back with Cat.
Okay.
Plus 475.
Plus 475. And Max, you're in the lead? for our competition? Is
I
that a
am.
lot?
I am.
What
A
are
significant
you
margin.
I think I'm up like around 1,000.
Oh, okay. So you better not have Halliburton hit one.
I know Halliburton would be tough.
11 to
I
1.
feel like that's way too. I'm seeing plus 950.
Oh, I
for
see. Not, all right,
Halliburton.
plus 950. I was reading Josh Hart. Plus 950.
Okay.
My bad. Plus 950.
Good catch, Max.
That is a good catch.
I mean, that's a big difference.
that's a big
good
difference.
difference.
That's a big difference. They're at the bottom. I saw. Plus, I was reading it and didn't link the names.
Max
Plus
is able,
950.
Max is able to pull up stats real fast.
Real
It's a
fast.
competition
we're
against him.
all looking at it.
Yeah, plus
Real fast.
950. You know what? Maybe I'll parlay Halliburton and Josh Hart. They'll share a first basket.
That's cute.
I don't even know what that means.
That's
No,
adorable.
You can't do that. Okay. Other things we got to talk about. Jim Irsay passed away. Very sad. I was thinking about it, PFT. I think Jim Irsay is the closest to how I would want to live my life if I was a billionaire.
Yep.
And he was the coolest for that. He had a football team. I know his dad bought the team, but he owned a football team. He collected sick guitars. By all accounts, he would just hand people money and do really awesome things for people without having anyone say anything, like being like, hey, I don't want the publicity. He partied. Like, he was a billionaire NFL owner who has many pictures of him like shirtless or has like stains on his shirt. He lived how you should live if you are a billionaire.
Yeah, he was a dude. I agree 100%. This is exactly what I would do if I owned an NFL team. If I had that money, I would buy an NFL team. I would smoke cigarettes on golf carts. I would give away a lot of money. I saw a clip of him a while back. This was years ago, where he was at a Bills game and he was in the owner's suite at a Bills game. And he was like talking back and forth to some of the Bills fans that were in front of him, like just friendly banter type stuff. And then after the game was over, the Colts had won. He just starts autographing $100 bills and just handing them to everybody. He's like, thanks for tolerating us, guys. I appreciate it. Here's some money. Enjoy yourselves. He would walk around with stacks of $100 bills, like in the thousands, and just give them away to people. He did a shitload for people in Indy. I know, like, at the national level, what you know about Jim Irsay is probably limited to some of his demons.
Yeah, some complicated things.
Which is fine. But, like, this, I think it's actually good to point at this and say, if you're an addict, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
No, and also
I don't think I think if you talk to anybody that like dealt with him, they loved him in Indy. He was eccentric, yeah, but guess what? I would probably be eccentric if I had that much money too. I will never forget the fact that he is the first owner to have the balls to say fuck you to Dan Snyder when Snyder threatened to blackmail every other owner. And he goes, yeah, try me, because everything that I've done is out in the open.
Yeah.
You're still a piece of shit, and we're going to do something about you. He had that guitar collection, which is the best guitar collection in the entire world. He had, I think, 3 guitars that were worth over $1 million, 2 of which were worth like $4 million. And he had this huge collection that he would take out on the road and just be like, hey, everybody, please just come look at all these pieces of American history that I have.
Yeah.
And he was offered $1 billion by, I think it was Dubai. They offered him $1 billion to buy his collection. And he said, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell it for that. I don't care about the money. I just want to have it so that I can show people the collection that I have.
Yeah, and I think the you know, he obviously battled some addictions. Like, he was a complicated guy, but guess what? Complicated people are more interesting in life. Like, you can there's good and bad, but that's kind of why I looked at him and, like, he felt like one of the more human owners that we had in sports, because he did have demons and things that happened, but he wore them all, and it was like, this is who he is. He's not perfect.
Yeah.
Which I'd much rather that than someone be like, oh yeah, I'm perfect. Everything's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the man made several big mistakes in his life, but I don't think that defines what he would. Because, like, I never got to meet Jim Irsay. I would have loved to have met the guy and to interview him, or just to, like, introduce myself. We never got the chance to do that, unfortunately, but he did send us the giant banner of the Colts AFC finalists, and he wrote, I think he wrote those lyrics that he sent over to us. Yeah, that said, like, it takes a good friend to tell you that you're pissing in the wind. Thanks for telling me I was pissing in the wind.
Yeah.
He also undersold, like, when that happened, I remember PFT being like, hey, like, Jim Irsay said he's sending me something, like, let's film it just in case. It's probably nothing.
Yeah.
and it
But
was like
that's-
the greatest.
I think that's
the
who he
greatest
was.
thing he could have ever given.
I saw Eric Burkhart had a thread today that I feel like summed up Jim Irsay. He told the story. He said a brief Jim Irsay story that I believe is important to share. Years ago, I had a Colts client player who unexpectedly lost a beloved family member. Mr. Irsay personally called me with the sincerest condolences for the entire family. Further, he offered to pay for the funeral, which we graciously dismissed. Days later, Jim's right-hand man called me, insisted that Mr. Irsay pay for the funeral. His one condition was that it wasn't made public that he did this. And upon following through and assisting them in executing his amazing gesture, his guy told me in confidence, Jim Irsay does so many incredible things like this on his own and without credit. And last year alone, he paid for hundreds of funerals. And that's the coolest thing. People will make the argument about hey, charity, you gotta talk about your charity so then you get more charity. Like Jim Irsay probably touched so many people's lives and did so many things for so many people that we have no idea about because he did not want credit and he did not want people to be like, oh wow, Jim Irsay is the best.
Yeah.
He just did it because he was a good guy.
And he was loyal to his players. If you ask any of the players that played for him, I've seen so many of them say yeah, this is a guy that loved football. He loved his football team, and we appreciate that about him. They enjoyed playing. He let Andrew Luck keep his money, right?
Yeah.
When Andrew Luck decides to retire and he tried to pay him back, Jim Irsay was like, no, you keep all of it. That's for you, buddy.
Yep.
You earned it. So there's going to be a giant hole in NFL Fridays and Saturdays this season. I don't know who's going to announce if the roof is open, closed, the window open, closed. I love that. I loved him. He loved his football team. It doesn't seem like he meddled with his football team. Maybe sometimes to a fault.
Yeah, I would say so.
Probably to a fault with some of the hires that he has. But his extent of meddling with the team was, I just want to announce if the roof is open or closed.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And he was one of the more interesting guys in the NFL world. So R.I.P. Jim Irsay. Also speaking of the NFL world, Max, congratulations. Tush Push stays.
Tush Push stays.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. I guess there was a part of me that wanted it to be banned,
So that you could be like,
So
you
that
guys
we
are
could-
pussies. Yeah.
so that I could call everyone pussies.
Yep.
And then
You still can do
we
that.
would still just QB sneak, and I wanted it to be the exact same number.
Yeah, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, said it is like a wet dream for a teenage boy to create a play that is so successful. The only way for it to be stopped is for it to be banned.
You can't ban wet dreams.
No, that was a little weird, Max.
He's absolutely right.
Is it like a wet
So
dream?
do you
for a the teenage boy part was, I
Yeah.
don't know why you had to include that.
And do you think Jeffrey Lurie?
Teenage boys are the ones who get wet dreams.
Do you think Jeffrey Lurie has come to the Tush Push?
He's not a teenage boy.
That's true. Good point.
No, he's not a teenage boy.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a wet dream?
I don't know.
They fucking
Post-teen?
The fact that you just stop having wet dreams sucks. They rock.
Yeah.
It's VR. It's better than VR. It is, dude.
I love that.
You're just like, this is sick.
The reports were that the Tush Push was going to be banned. So then Jeff Lurie was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to go all in. I'm gonna invite Jason Kelsey, and I'm gonna stand up in front of this room of owners and talk to them about coming in my bed sheets."
Yeah.
And then Jason Kelsey's going to bring it home by getting up there and probably sweating and crying. And it worked. Reading behind the scenes in this, it's actually very funny how the Tush Push proposal came to be. Because it's a Roger Goodell thing.
Yeah.
It's Goodell, and it has nothing to do with player safety, despite what Hank thinks. It's just the fact that it's an ugly play.
Yeah.
According to Roger Goodell. He's like, it's kind of a gross play, so I'm going to ask the Packers, who don't have an owner.
Yeah, we snuffed that out.
snuffed that
they
out
were
easy.
not like the Packers. They were like, oh yeah, they can't blame one of the Packers owners. They don't have any.
Yeah, so Roger Goodell wanted to change this rule because he thought it's an ugly. What he doesn't understand, the Tush Push is an ugly play, but it's got a great personality.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get that.
PFT, do you kind of wish that the Commanders had not voted to ban it? Because the Bears voted to ban it. I kind of wish they hadn't.
I did not know what the vote breakdown
Not
was.
only did the Bears vote to ban it,
Yeah, Ben Johnson likes explosive plays.
Ben Johnson.
He
just
likes
went on and
explosive
sounded like
plays.
Such a fucking hard.
likes-
What did he say?
He said that the Tush Push has never led to an explosive play. I like explosive plays.
First downs are explosive plays.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I looked at it really quickly because I was like, well, let's see.
Yeah.
I think in this room, we're the two teams that voted to ban it.
Well,
I
Kraft
think the
changed his
Jets and
mind. I
Patriots
think
did.
Kraft is
My
one of the
Pisons.
ones that switched up at the last.
Pisons.
I think the Patriots switched up at the last minute
Open
because
mind.
I think it's because like Kraft likes to stick it to Goodell sometimes, and Vrabel was probably like, "Hey, we're gonna be pussies if we vote."
No,
to ban
Vrabel's a
this."
football guy.
Well,
Yep.
also, there's a chance that when Jeffrey Lurie started talking about coming, Kraft was like, yeah, I'm in.
I hear you. Wet dreams. Wet dreams. Say
Oh,
less.
shit, you're speaking my language.
Say less, amigo.
Yeah, no, listen, Max, if I could have had the vote for the Bears, I would have voted for it to not be banned. I've been consistent. I don't think it should be banned.
Same.
Yeah.
People should just get a tush push.
PFT has been playing this thing that it's like I don't
want it banned.
If I could pick, I would choose for it not to be banned. But then he was like, "But if it does get banned, that would be cool."
Find me a clip of me saying I want
No,
to ban. I've
but
been I've been the most consistent
I have a
person in
point
the
for
world.
PFT.
Yeah, point me up.
You're in his division. You have to vote against it.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, you have to ban it.
I thought
so.
Means
Like
was
the
just gonna
no
talk about
Giants banned
Diana.
it, right?
No, my
Oh yeah, Diana did report it was going to get banned in the morning.
well, I think
That
some of
must
the votes
have made
changed.
you really happy.
That's like a wet dream for me.
I didn't even know that, by the way. Memes just kept telling me, he's like, "Are you going to bring up Diana?"
You stalker. You stalker in the hopes that one of the things that you read from her might be kind of wrong.
Yeah. The good
This
news
one was
is,
wrong.
this one was wrong. The good news for all of this, I cannot wait till we get to do this all again next year. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do the whole
That
discussion.
was another thing. The only team that voted for it to stay is on the Eagles' schedule this year is the Lions. Every other team
Dan
that
Campbell.
voted for it to stay is not on the Eagles' schedule.
So yeah, I mean, the best case that you can make for banning the tush push is so that we don't have to talk for another year about whether or not they're going to ban the
Correct.
tush push.
Because it's coming. We're gonna do it again.
Also, just respect to Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Just that, like everyone, it's like, oh yeah, only the teams that don't play, and then it's like, no, Dan Campbell's like, this is football.
Yeah. Who's the owner? Sheila Ford, I believe now.
Yeah.
Probably was like, hey, how we want to vote on this, Dan? And he's just like, we're not pussies.
yeah, that
We're
probably
not fucking
happened.
pussies.
That probably happened.
He probably said it like he's like, Ms. Ford, respectfully, we're not fucking pussies.
It is an ugly play if you don't appreciate the beauty that you can find in gross stuff sometimes.
Yeah. That's a fact.
which I can't. There's also more NFL news. Brock Purdy
Yeah.
got paid.
I feel like we missed that.
He got paid.
It was
yeah.
that like last week?
I think it was a couple days ago, but the details are coming out now.
Oh.
And the only thing you can look at that contract definitively, you can say he is the highest paid Brock of all time.
Yeah.
Number one.
Well-
yeah, more than Lesnar.
Really?
Yeah.
In his career?
The UFC didn't really pay fighters
But what
that
about
much.
WWE? And what about
Pokemon?
anything
Oh,
else?
I didn't think about
Yeah.
WWE.
He's made a lot of money. I don't know.
I
Maybe
think,
he hasn't.
I think this might be the highest paid Brock of all time.
This was like a week ago, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It was so long ago. I
We missed it.
forgot.
We
Yeah,
missed
we
it,
totally
yeah.
missed it. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we should have brought it up at the time. You know what it was? I think it happened on a Friday night. I know it did. It happened on a Friday at 4:04 p.m. That's not on us. Definitively not on us.
I feel
That's
like-
old news. Yep. Look at that. Friday. We got the Friday news dump. And it also was that Monday was that guy.
What guy? What happened on
It
that?
was the Hank episode.
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened in the
I
Hank
don't know what you're
episode? Oh, right. The Celtics and Bears.
So I guess what happened today was he gave
We'll say that
he gave a press conference
What?
about his contract.
people talk about the Tatum injury. It's like, yeah, if we had a healthy Tatum, we were down 9 with 3 minutes left. Knicks could have easily blown that. Whatever. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
This is a meme. Memes. You could do this one where it's just the Pacers logo on that guy's head in Walmart. You're not that guy, pal. Pacers. I mean, the Pacers. That's the Pacers thing. That's the Pacers thing.
Yeah, and we did it to the Pacers last year. Whatever. We're not. We moved on. Brock. Whatever.
Brock
Do you
Purdy.
know his name?
I was about to say Lesnar.
Okay. Talk a little puck. That was brutal for the Oilers.
Yeah.
They gave up 5 goals in the third. It felt like the Stars just like hung around, get power plays, then just bury them.
Yeah, and it is a lot of fun watching Connor McDavid play.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that.
I also got from that take respect to the Stars, like fans and crowd. That crowd was awesome. They were standing so much during that game, and it just looked like an awesome, awesome time. So that I think that Oilers got to win game 2. They got to win game 2. It's a must win. And then the Panthers are going to win the cup. I put the Panthers in the Thunder category.
Panthers.
They just fucking worked the Hurricanes again.
I saw Biz say that, or no, I think it was Whitney said that the Panthers dominating like this probably makes Leafs fans feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
it makes Capitals fans feel a lot worse.
Yeah,
they're just punishing the Hurricanes, and it doesn't look competitive at all.
Yeah, like I think the Panthers have already played their toughest series.
Yeah,
good job, Leafs. You were very close
until the finals.
Maybe not. Maybe they're just that good.
They might be.
Yeah, they are.
They had an injury tonight. I forget who got injured, but Aho dove into somebody's leg and looked like an MCL.
And Bob is locked in.
Yeah.
Locked in.
I just love goalie Bob. That's our goalie, Bob.
Bob. Do we have anything else before we get to our great interview with Dwyane Wade? Oh, college football playoff changes their seeding.
I think we expected that, right?
Expected that. Makes sense. It's funny because I think that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Boise.
Yeah.
Boise kind of just did that on their own right away. So because Boise, the fact that there weren't 4 higher ranked Power 5 programs last year, and then Boise was like, "Oh, I guess we get the bye." Everyone was just like, "This can't happen."
Yep.
They just like it was going to happen eventually. Boise just expedited the process of being like, "Hey, we get a bye."
I think if it had been in the old format, but it had gone more true to like power schools getting the first round home playoff games, if that had happened for like 4 years, and then Boise State in year 5, they get the home playoff game, then everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome."
Yeah, right.
What a bunch of chaos.
I actually, is this going to sound crazy? A bye is always more important, but. And Arizona State was the other team. A bye is always more important, but like losing a home playoff game, those did rock, and they's probably like pretty big moneymaker
for fans.
Yeah.
I think it's better to have a home playoff game,
They should
especially if you play someone shitty. It's like you just beat up on someone.
Yeah, right. They should just do the second round at home as well. That would be awesome. That would be so sick.
I think they have to deal with like the bowl.
Yeah, they do.
contracts
I know
and
they
stuff,
do.
So that's going to be That's going to be tough.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have anything else? I think that was pretty much everything.
Scheduled for next week. So we got a show on Tuesday
and Friday.
So no show Monday.
Yeah.
We do love you guys, but we're respecting the troops this weekend.
Have to respect the troops.
Yep.
Have to do it.
We are going to be working on Monday.
Yeah, we'll be here Monday night recording a show.
Yeah.
Recapping everything. Oh, I had one other thing. It was shout out to SMU. They posted, I don't know if you guys saw this. They posted a bragging tweet about their team GPA being the highest it's ever been.
Hell yeah.
What do you guys think it was? This is a tweet they said, like, congratulations
Wait, SMU what?
2-3.
I think it's football.
2-3.
No, this is a congratulatory. The highest semester. This semester marks the highest full semester GPA in program history.
2-4.
I think it's 2.5.
It's actually higher than that, 2.95.
Okay. That's what I got in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can't brag if you're not over 3.
No, you
To be like, this is the highest ever?
I think if you're SMU, you can.
A lot of players.
Yeah.
A lot of players.
They killed our team because we were so dumb.
They were in the playoff last year, remember, for like 3 minutes? I don't even know.
Yeah.
That game was over. So remember the SMU
Yes.
flight?
Was it SMU Clemson? Who did?
No,
play?
it was Penn State. Remember there was the famous viral flight where they got delayed, like big time SMU donors, and they didn't get there till halftime.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you even just turn the fucking plate around? What are you looking at, Memes?
Me and Memes are struggling to believe that PFT only got a 2.9 at JMU.
It's a good school.
I feel like you're smart.
Yeah, I didn't really do much.
College it's not like a test of intelligence. It's just whether you like went to the class or not.
And that's true. I didn't really like going to class that much.
That's fair.
I had 2 classes that I like to go to, and that's pretty much it. One of which I got a D+ in. and I was pumped about that.
That is sick.
Not a great college student.
Respect.
Yeah.
Hank?
I had a 2.3 in high school.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Good work.
Get into SMU. I feel like SMU is a pretty hard school to get into.
Well, yeah. It's less about your test scores and more about your credit scores.
Ah.
Yeah.
One of those.
Uh-huh.
One of those. Okay. Let's get to our interview with Dwyane Wade. And then Fyre Fest, we have our guy Oldie back in studio. Okay, before we get to our interview with Dwyane Wade, we are brought to you by our friends at Truly. Truly Unruly Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite, a lemonade. Lemonade let loose, 8% ABV, 100% delicious, 4 supercharged lemonade flavors, bumpin' blue raz, OG original lemonade, punched up pineapple, wild pink. They're all there. It's the official hard seltzer, pardon my take. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. Find it at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com today. We love Truly. We're going to get unruly this summer. It's golf season. It's barbecue season. It's beach season. It's backyard season. It's Truly season. So let's get unruly this summer with lemonade let loose, 8% ABV, 100% delicious. My personal favorite is the wild pink. So go right now. It's the official hard seltzer, pardon my take. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. Find it at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. We're also brought to you by our friends at Shady Rays. Get ready for your next adventure with shades that are built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is a proudly independent sunglasses company offering top-tier quality that rivals even the most expensive brands. Their durable frames and crystal clear optics are perfect for every outdoor moment. And with a wide selection of styles and colors, you're guaranteed to find your perfect pair. But here's the best part. If your shades go MIA or take a hit, don't sweat it. They've got lost and broken protection, so you're covered from day one. Not sure if Shady Rays is the right fit for you? No worries. If you don't love them, you can exchange or return them for free within 30 days. Shopping with Shady Rays is truly risk-free, and their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Upgrade your eyewear game today and see why Shady Rays is the go-to choice for every moment under the sun. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal for the season. Head to shadyrays.com, use code PMT for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. It is Shady Rays. And go right now, use code PMT for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Okay, here he is, Dwyane Wade. Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest. In studio, it is Basketball Hall of Famer, 3-time NBA champion, Dwyane Wade, in studio. I think you might be one of the most accomplished people that's ever sat on that couch. So I just want to say that to start. Thank you for coming in. We also have the Larry O'Brien trophy sitting in between us.
Yeah.
When you see this trophy, do you feel like maybe you got another year left? Like, hey, I want another one of those. Maybe join a playoff team late.
Well, first of all, thanks for the 4 varies.
Yes.
The VIP.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. No, I have my own. You know, I mean, it's like seeing someone else's kid and thinking you need another kid. I don't need. I have my own. I have 3 of them.
You see all the work that goes into that. Raising one of these.
I raised 3 of them already.
Wait, do you have a favorite kid? Trophy I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Which one?
My firstborn, 2006.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, that's my favorent one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
The refs really got involved in that series.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. Protect the product, baby. Protect the product.
When you won that first one, I mean, that was early in your career. I'm always curious with this, like, did you feel a little bit of relief being like, all right, because there's guys who go their whole career and they're chasing. Not that you relax a little, but you're like, I know I can do it and I'll get another one, but it might take a little time, but at least I got that one.
1000%.
Yeah.
Oh, I was probably annoying as hell to my friends. I right after the championship in 2006, LeBron had a bike-a-thon in Cleveland, and I was there. You don't go to Cleveland for a bike-a-thon after you win a championship. You go somewhere else. I was like, no, I want to show up. And I knew Melo was going to be there. I knew my guys were going to be there. I want them to see that I was a champion.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a championship yet. Like we were obviously all young, but getting that first one out the way. I was 24 years old. I came in, a little bit unheralded compared to the class that I was in. and to be able to get that chip very early, yeah, I was like, okay. All right, now I got that out the way. Now I can focus on like my individual self a little bit. Now I can get a little selfish.
Yeah.
Go out to some awards. And but then after a couple years, I was like, okay, this sucks.
You need another one.
Yeah, because now I've actually felt what it feels like to host that trophy over my head. And so now it actually made it worse for my whole career because now I'm chasing that feeling because nothing else feels like that, no matter what I do.
Yeah.
You see other guys doing it, you're like, you get jealous.
So jealous.
Like you're not doing it right.
No.
I need to do that again. In that postseason, it felt like it was just like a team of destiny. When that shot went in where you were just falling through the air, threw it over the back of your head and went in. At that point, I was like, okay, he's going to win a championship.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I wish you could have got in touch with me and let me know.
That shot doesn't go in for somebody that's not going to end up winning.
Yeah.
Have you ever practiced that shot, or were you just like, I'm just going to throw it up?
No. So I practice dumb shots all the time. Like I'm a firm believer in like the moments where you're just in the gym by yourself is like really use your imagination. Like this is the time to just do all the dumb stuff because you never know when you're going to need it. And so I personally used to I would fall a lot. And so I would go in the gym and just like, I'll find, angles on the backboard. You might hear this in like Kyrie and guys who are very good at it. I always would like, yo, if I'm getting in a point where I'm like in trouble, I need to be able to find a crack on the backboard that gives it an opportunity. And so I always used to go in the gym and just play with shots. And so when I have those moments and I'm falling, I just look at that little spot on the backboard like, oh, that's familiar. Let me put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works out sometimes.
Was that the year that Shaq gave you the nickname Flash?
Yeah. Wait, I think he gave it to me in 2005, the first year. We won in our second year together.
Right.
But 2005, he gave it to me. And it was cool because, you need at that time, if you didn't have a nickname, you was not cool.
Yeah.
Like everybody had a nickname who was like a really good player. And I didn't have one. Like Dwyane Wade was not cool enough.
Well, D Wade is cool.
Well, I worked hard to make D Wade like one name. Like, it was like you had to have one name like Magic, Shaq, Kobe, Michael or MJ, whatever. Right? You needed one name. So D Wade became my one name, but I also needed that alter ego.
Yeah.
Right? And Shaq kind of helped develop Superman and Flash.
So when he gave that to you though, were you like, hey, wait a second, you're Superman? Can I be Superman?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
So you were okay being.
You see how huge that
I
dude
know he is, but like, there's always the debate, like who's taking last shot, who's Batman, who's Robin. You're like, I'll be Flash. I'm fine.
Well, we
with
didn't
that.
have that problem.
Not at all?
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're taking the last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have that problem.
Yeah. Well,
other people might have had that problem.
Shaq already had like once I got the easier part of Shaq. Like he already had went through. He was one of the biggest stars in the world. He had 3 championships. Like he was so accomplished and secure by the time he got to Miami, and all he wanted to do was win him another ring. And so he knew that I was one of the ones that can help him get to that. And so he was amazing with me, man. Like he really pumped a lot of juice into me. He was telling me things that I didn't even know was true. Like he told me like I was going to be one of the greatest 2 guards to ever play the game. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, okay, if you think so, then, I know you play with Penny. I know you played with Kobe. And so if you say that, then I believe it, right?
Yeah.
So Shaq was incredible with me, man.
Yeah.
So where would you rank the nicknames between Flash, D Wade, and then Way of Wade? Remember Way of Wade?
Well, it's still popping.
Is it still popping?
Yeah, we still got Way of Wade.
Where?
Way of Wade?
Right
Where is
now.
it popping?
Listen, I got on Way of Wade shoes right now.
I remember when you said, hey guys, this is my new nickname. Just a heads up. It's Way
It
of
was
Wade.
Wow.
Yeah, please call me Way of Wade from now on.
It was branding. It was branding. Way of Wade is my brand. And in Li Ning, I have my own brand called Way of Wade. Actually, I'm wearing D'Angelo Russell shoes. We just launched these, and so Way of Wade is still a thing.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I was trying to make Wow a thing, though. I was trying to have people call me Wow, which is Way of Wade, WOW.
Wow is a good name. Yeah.
So I was trying.
Yeah.
So when Shaq comes over and he starts playing in Miami, I know that Pat Riley and the Heat are famous for some of their conditioning rules.
Yeah,
was that an adjustment period for him where it's like, hey,
oh man,
we're gonna weigh you in, we're gonna take body fat measurements all the time?
Oh man, Shaq. I think Shaq tells a lot of stories now, so it's really cool to be able to get behind the scenes. But watching him trying to get around those he'll put baby oil on his whole body, right? You come in just oiled up. I don't even know if I should. This is the wrong temperature in the world to use baby oil. But
no, that's fine. So you got to oil up, yeah.
Shaq would come in, so you could not like grab the fat, like it was too slippery, right? So you couldn't like just grab it all, right?
For like the pinchers, the skin calipers.
Yeah, or you'll see guys in like Antoine Walker, and the guys would be in the steam. Now I'm young, so I didn't have these issues at that time. I didn't understand it, but now once I got older, I did. But you see the veteran guys finding all these ways around the weight and body fat. Guys would be in the steam room right before they got to do the weight and body fat. Doing all these things. But yeah, I've saw guys get suspended for games because they did not make weight and body fat. Like Pat didn't play those games at all.
That's crazy.
So even you, when you were unquestionably the face of the franchise, you'd have to do that every single day.
It wasn't every day. It was like once a week. It was once a week you would come in, you had to get weight and body fat. So if you build a good relationship with Bill Ferrin, who was our strength and conditioning coach, you'd be like, yo, Bill, get me on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let me get myself tight for a couple of days. But it was something serious. And I think, Pat just have these pillars, that the organization, lives by. And you guys probably have heard it: best condition, most professional, hardest work, all these things. And this is a part of it. And he felt that if you were at a certain body fat, he had it for guards, in forwards and centers, that you were in great shape. And if you're in great shape, then you can give me your best on the court.
Right.
And I don't think I believed it early on until it was times where I was not at that body fat space and I wasn't in great shape. And you feel it in moments on the court. You feel it in the moment. You can't make that extra effort. Fourth quarter, you're a little bit, you're a little bit more tired. And so it was a method to the madness, but I think as players, you're like, nah, just give me the ball. I can hoop. I'm a hooper. Just let me play.
Yeah, we have that here at Barstool too. They weigh us in, body fat.
Yeah.
If we're in too good of shape, they don't let us podcast. They're like, you got to be fat.
Yeah, you're too chiseled. All right, so and the story you told maybe a couple months ago, which we laughed about, we thought it was incredible. The LeBron and the cookies. So do you really think that it was the cookies that was the
I did
the
not
final
say it
straw?
was the cookies that was the final straw.
That's what we took from it.
And everybody took that
steal
from
another
it.
man's cookies.
And for the record, we're on LeBron's side.
Oh yeah, you touch someone's cookies, that's fighting.
I just said that was the first time that I was like, Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, so the story goes, LeBron brings cookies with him every single time he gets on the plane.
Well, sometimes, but the plane will have cookies as well.
Okay, so he's double cooking.
Well, sometimes he brings it, but this is after a game.
Okay.
This is on the road after a game. They make the cookies.
Got it.
Like you can bring it when you're at home and you're about to go on the road. But when you're on a plane on a road trip, they make the cookies on the plane. And so, you have to have your comforts. This is a long season. So we all have our vices. We all have the things that makes us feel comfortable, especially when you're not at home with your comfort. You got to have those things. Well, cookies. I'm one of those guys. I love me some warm chocolate chip cookies. Mm-hmm. And that was one of Brian's vices as well. And so I told the story about the moment we all would get in front of a plane and we all would play cards, gambling and playing cards, boo-ray and it's poker and all these things is a big part of like camaraderie on the plane when you're flying. And that was one of the moments when they said someone took the cookies off the plane. I got a lot of text messages from that, by the way. A lot of people was hitting me, telling me their version of the story, and I'm like, I was actually there.
Yeah,
this is my version. I just saw it in Brian. Like he became like a 5-year-old kid when them cookies went on that plane. He got real quiet, pushed them cards away, and I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's the nitpicking.
Yeah.
It's the nitpicking of things. Like we were one of the greatest teams. We went to 4 finals in a row. Don't take my cookies away from me. I need something.
Right. And was it confirmed it was Pat Riley that took the cookies away?
Well, listen, Pat Riley, it's Pat Riley's show.
Right.
I don't care who took the cookies.
It had to come. The cookies don't get touched if Pat Riley doesn't say anything.
In my eyes, everything come from Pat. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Pat is he's the beginning and the end. Right. And so you're goddamn right. It comes from the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
In my eyes. And so that was just the first moment. LeBron didn't leave the Heat because he didn't get warm chocolate chip cookies. But it's the things that, when it comes to the nitpicking, and I like the while when you're around each other for so long and, you've accomplished the things you came to accomplish and you're around each other for so long, everything is not as funny as it used to be. Everyone is not as cool as they once was. And so once you start having these little things that start adding up and it start building up, you start seeing it on a player. You start seeing it wear on them. And I just saw him and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. Was there a moment though after that where you're like, all right, I think he's definitely leaving? Like, could you feel it?
Not really. It ain't like he wore it on the sleeve.
Yeah.
LeBron keeps them cards close to his chest. I didn't really feel that my guy was leaving until we were in Vegas. Before he left, we went to Vegas. He hosted his Nike camp, big camp. We all went to Vegas to kind of go hang out and be guys. And I could tell that he had a lot on his mind, and there was some things he wanted to say that he was not saying. But I just waited for him to tell me. I wasn't gonna go to him like, bro, you out?
Yeah.
I could tell that I'm sure it was a hard decision for him, and I'm sure it was hard to tell me and other guys. And so I just waited. I waited for him to have that conversation with me. But ultimately we had to have the conversation just like we did to team up. We had the conversation.
Yeah. So on the other side, the team up, when did you know that was going to happen? Because there were certain teams, I'm a Bulls fan. I was like, I think they might come to the Bulls. I think the Knicks felt the same way. Was it always the Heat? Was it you were just leading everyone else on?
I think the one thing is Chris Bosh was in Toronto. Mm-hmm. Right. And so once Chris Bosh got a chance to come out here and get, everybody was like throwing flowers at his feet. He wavered a couple times on, like, we didn't know if he was going to be a part of, the opportunity for us to play together.
Right.
And I think the Heat did a great job of keeping, once again, their cards close to their chest, because we knew going into that summer that each team that was in position can get 2 star players, that everyone wanted 2 star players. And then the Heat came out of nowhere, was like, hey, we can get 3. And so I think it changed something for us. We all had a conversation about it, and we realized we would like to play together, but at the same time, go off and do what you need to do. Go have these interviews with these teams, and if something changes, then let's come back to the table. So It wasn't 100%, but it was a conversation that we had going into free agency, like, hey, we will all love to play together, and this and that. And then, but also too, you got to go off and you got to see what's best for you. But ultimately, we would love to play together.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it was times where, like, me and Brian get on the phone, like, I think Chris, I don't know if he going. The Knicks telling him everything. The Bulls telling him everything he want to hear. I don't know if he's going to play in Miami. And also too with Brian too, I didn't know, because I'm not in his meetings, right? And with me, when I came to Chicago and I got a chance to go in there and grab that Chicago Bulls jersey, I was back at home in the mirror like, and now, you know what I mean? Like, I went back to that kid from Chicago. So I think it was a moment where all of us was like, we probably wavered in our thought of like, man, this looks good for me. Even though we had the conversation about playing together, and and people think it was like 2 years before. It was not.
It was like 3 years before.
Yeah, it was not. We don't give us that much credit.
How long for real? Was it like?
It was free agency time.
But before free agency, there was at least a little wink and a nod, like, hey, it'd be cool to play together.
Nope.
Was there a third option if Chris Bosh didn't come to Miami? That you guys had talked to or explored?
Well, I mean, once people start getting a little inside that we were thinking about playing together, we got a couple calls. So we would get calls from Amari was a free agent.
Yeah.
Boozer was a free agent. And so we had to look and see if those personalities and those talents, if it obviously worked with us.
Right.
Because I think it was Brian and I were both committed to playing together once we committed to playing together. And it was really important who that third person was. And we knew all along that if we were going to do this, that Chris Bosh was the choice. But he wasn't like another option from the standpoint of this is our first option, just because of our talents already together. It was hard vision how we're both gonna be successful at the same time, because we're both ball dominant guys.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you need somebody else to kind of like relieve that. And Chris Bosh was the reliever in that for us, more than like Amari or more than even Boozer at that time.
I would have loved to hear Boozer's pitch. Was he like, it's okay, I got this, don't worry, I'm not going to take any shots?
I don't know. Brian talked to Boozer. They had already played together in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I talked to Amari because me and Amari were, we had a cool relationship. So I actually was trying to get Amari there the year before. I was trying to get Amari to the Heat before. And I didn't think, this was the, 2009 All-Star Weekend. I was trying to get us a trade for Amari. I'm like, listen, let's do it now.
Right.
And he was like, no, we're trying to be patient. And so I'm like, all right, well, patient gonna get me out the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? Type thing. And And so it didn't work. But like, Amari, Brown, and I, it would have been dominant, but at the same time, it's a total different game than Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me about how the Banana Boat crew came together?
Yeah.
You talked to Carmelo about this, by the way. I think he's miffed that he wasn't on the Banana
Well, no,
Boat.
he insisted that he was invited.
Yeah.
'Cause we were telling him when he came on the show, we're like, dude, you didn't get invited. He's like, I was invited. I just didn't really want to do it.
He said he was
too cool for it.
He was not involved in Banana Boat. But tell me about how that came to be.
The crazy thing about life is it is a photo with the Banana Boat, and Carmelo Anthony is not on the photo. And
Right.
people can look at the photo and still don't care and still say that we all are the Banana. Like, I don't know how that name came about with all of us
Banana
because
Boat
we all
gang,
was
yeah.
not on the Banana Boat. My wife was on the Banana Boat with us. And so we were actually all on vacation. We were always going on vacation together. We would take we got together and we was like, hey man, we want to start taking these little yacht trips together. We was put all our monies together. We'd take our wives, significant others, and we would go on vacations together. And so Melo wasn't there yet. They were actually on their way, like literally like headed to us. And we were just, getting in the water, having fun. And my wife wanted to go on a Banana Boat. And so Chris Paul, Brian, we all got on the Banana Boat. Now, we're in the middle of nowhere. No one's supposed to know this but us. And someone took a photo from who God knows where.
I'm so happy they did.
It's a great photo.
I'd be so mad if we never got
Oh,
documentation.
no one's
of the
supposed to
Banana
have
Boat.
seen us on that Banana Boat, first of all. Like, if
Yeah.
I'd have knew they were saying, we'd have looked a little cooler.
No, it's I think it's one of the best pictures of all time.
Yeah.
You look at that, and I honestly, when I look at it, I think like Carmelo should be there.
Yeah, so
Why
would
didn't
he
you
have
wait
been
for him?
invited? Would he have been invited?
No,
if
he was on his way.
But if he had been
Would
there,
he got on the Banana Boat?
would he have been on the Banana Boat?
I don't know if all four. I don't know. I can't
Seems
say.
like a little Mean Girl thing, not letting Carmelo on the Banana Boat. You guys didn't wait for him? I would have waited for my guy.
I don't know if all of us.
If
I
I'm
don't,
getting on
I don't
the
know if
Banana
Melo
Boat-
would have got on the Banana Boat. I don't think Melo would have. Melo too cool.
Well, one's got to go. You got to kick somebody off the Banana Boat if you want
Right.
to get
I want
Melo
kicking my
on.
wife off the Banana Boat.
That's a smart move, smart
Yep,
man.
Very smart.
You can't kick
Chris
Braun
Paul?
off. You can't kick Braun off.
So I don't think we would get. I don't think it would have been the Banana Boat.
I think
crew.
Chris Paul
Okay.
over the edge.
Wait, so if you could go back and delete
Sorry,
one
CP.
if you could delete one thing from the internet, would it be the Banana Boat or would it be the introductory press conference for the Heat? Where
Which one?
The not one, but two, but three, but four. You guys.
I
fell
don't
a little
care about
short
that.
Well, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, but it's just jokes.
Yeah. Well, no, you guys were serious.
No, it wasn't no you guys. It was one person who said now. It was everybody was saying that. It was one person who said not three, not four, no.
what was going through your head when he said not three, not
He
four? Were you like,
tripping.
were you
Yeah, I was like, slow
please
down,
stop,
At what
please
point
stop.
were you like, oh shit, this is too many?
Well, first of all, that was one of the things that it's supposed to be internal. That's an internal conversation.
It was a packed audience.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to go out to that's one of those moments that
Yeah.
do not supposed to go out to everybody. What you say in the house, stay in the house, supposed. That's
Yeah.
supposed to have been just for us. Now, if we go back, run a clip, look at me when he's saying it. I put my head down like, woo-wee. Because I had won a championship before. I knew how hard it was to obviously win the championship. So it's no way. Like, yes, we thought we were going to be a problem. Yes, we thought we was about to run the table. But we also knew the league is very, very good. And it's not that damn easy. So when he was doing a not one, not two, we in the moment. We're
Right,
feeling
right.
ourselves. And it became something that people, took and made it like factuals.
Yeah.
Like we signed a contract and said we're going to win 7 championships.
Oh yeah, everyone made fun of it.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's jokes. It ain't nothing but jokes.
Because if he had said instead like, hey, we might win a championship, then you win 2, everyone's like, holy shit, they did even better. But when you say you're going to win 7 and then you only win 2.
Well, I mean, the San Antonio Spurs is out there first. I mean, I don't think you can't just run through this league. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You gonna earn it. And so it's teams out there that could compete versus us, no matter what team we put together. And also too, when you put 3 guys like that together, it's very hard to build a roster. A full roster. We had to get guys to take so many pay cuts to be able to be on the team. And so, you don't think about all that. You're in the moment. You're thinking about this dynamic. Who's going to stop this dynamic?
Mm-hmm.
We amongst our fans, we feeling ourselves. And then Brian got a little loose on the mic and he started counting a little extra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so once he started going, I was like, okay, well, you the young boy. I guess if you said that, we rolling with you because you the one going. It's about 7. I'm gonna be a little old.
Yeah, right.
Because it ain't gonna be 7 in a row.
Yeah.
I'm watching the video right now. You do put your head down. And you're like, please stop.
Yeah, I put my head down. I'm like, oh, he don't know.
And then the camera pans to Pat Riley in the audience. He's like, Jesus Christ. What is he saying? We were talking to Mike Miller the other week, and he said that he felt a lot of pressure because of that.
Really?
Like the role players, because they knew if you don't win, it's not the big 3 that are going to be in trouble, that are going to be gone, but it's everybody around them.
Right.
If the role players don't do their job and step up. So it was that, and then he was also a little bit upset. He never got invited to Boo-Ray.
Yeah.
Like
Mike ain't spending none of that money.
No, he did
Mike
say
Miller
he
ain't
didn't play
spending none of that
cards.
money since he got to the NBA.
No, but he did say he was like the pressure of like he's like I was a really good player, and then I come to the Heat and it's like I have 6 shots a game and I have to make 3 or 4 of them. Like
for sure.
That kind of pressure. Did you feel that for the role players where it's like, hey, these guys, even though they aren't asked to do as much, what they're asked to do, they have to be perfect when they're asked to do it.
Listen, you don't. LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh don't get together in their prime to not have pressure.
Right.
This is what we're here for, everybody. If you ain't signing up for this, then don't sign up here. At this point, once you're just playing in the NBA and you're playing games and you're going home in first round or regular season, I want to feel something.
Mm-hmm.
I want something. I want to be a part of something that's just really bigger than me. And that's what we signed up for. And so if you signed up to play with the Miami Heat, you signed up for pressure.
Yeah.
That's where you feel alive. We wanted to feel alive. And so we welcome the pressure, right? You want to see how you respond and how you can succeed in the midst of this pressure. And so I loved it. I didn't mind. And if you can see the ones who will weed themselves out when it came to the pressure moments. But Mike was a gamer. Mike didn't have no thumbs. Mike didn't have no toes. Like Mike he was injured all the time when he played with us. I felt bad for him, man, because Mike can play. That was one of the guys that Brian really wanted on the team. Like Brian wanted Mike, I wanted UD. These are the guys who was like, hey, this don't work without this guy and that guy.
Yeah.
And so we made sure, and they also made sure by taking the pay cuts that they were there.
Yeah.
Speaking of UD, he seems like the best locker room guy ever. A guy like a nice veteran presence to have around. How long did he play for? Till he was 42 years old?
We played 20. Yeah, he played 20 years with the Heat.
I think he was 42 years old when he retired from the game.
Yeah,
and he was on the Heat for a long time, not really playing that much, but just being a presence in the locker room. What was his role in the locker room on some of those teams?
Well, he's the culture carrier. You know what I mean? He's the voice. And when UD say something, everybody listen. I don't care what stature, I don't care if you're averaging 30, 40 points a game. When UD stand up and say something, you're going to listen. Mm-hmm. And also, too, he ran Miami. So, you couldn't go nowhere without people tapping on your shoulder and it's UD. UD got eyes on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just certain people that just have your respect. And it ain't about what they accomplish in this. It's about what they do every day. He's an everyday guy. And you respect the guy that come and give everything they have to get every ounce out of their ability every day. And don't bitch and moan about it. Just go about his business, put his hard head on. And so he's the guy. And we all respected him, man. Brian respected him just as much as I did. Pat Riley respected him just as much as anybody. And so, on the outside, when people say, anything about UD, on the inside, you understand that he's one of the most important voices the Miami Heat has ever had in the organization.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I ever become a coach, which I won't be, he'll be on my staff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go get him, you.
You never want to coach?
I mean, you see these contracts? I don't know. Listen, never know.
Yeah, I mean, JJ Redick showed you go podcasting to being a coach. We could be coaches.
I mean, hey,
that's all it takes. I mean, you got a good podcast.
If you think so.
The thing is, getting fired as a coach is actually kind of sweet.
Fire me.
Yeah.
Give me that 5 years and then let me go after 2.
Let me hang out.
Getting paid not to work. That's what we all work towards.
I'll go find my
fired.
Yeah, and then I'll just go be like an offensive analyst for one of my friends.
No, it's a miserable job though.
You think so?
If you care.
When did you know, speaking of coaches, when did you know Spo was special? Because I think that was an interesting dynamic of you guys having that team, and like Spoelstra's a younger coach, and there was definitely the murmur of like, is Pat Riley going to do it again? Is he going to come back down?
Yeah, no, we didn't want that.
Yeah, but was there a moment where you're like, okay, I feel like he's got this. I know he's got this.
I mean, I was a star player when Spo got his first head coaching job, and so I was there along the bumps and the bruises of a first time coach, right? But about time Brown and them came to Miami, I think he was about 2-3 years on the job. You saw the big improvement, as a coach, and what he had his strengths right away, and his strengths was you're gonna be prepared, right? His preparation is incredible. His work ethic is off the chart, but there's a lot of other things that goes into coaching besides that. And then by the time Brown and them came, he was a little bit better at it, and then after we lost in that finals, he went out and started reinventing himself. Spo is one of those guys that will go into football locker rooms and other sports to see some of the other great coaches, what they're doing, how they're evolving. And you start seeing his involved. He started evolving every year as a coach. And I mean, obviously he's one of the greatest now. But when he first got the job, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Who is this? Like, and I had a great relationship with Spo. He was the guy who helped me with my game early on. He was my workout guy. You know, he was in the video room and then he'd come up and help me work out after practice. So we had a great relationship. But then he got handed the head coaching job. And I'm like, wait, what we doing?
Right.
And then, you know, but to see his work ethics, to see the staff that was put around him, shout out to David Fisdale, Keith Askins, like these tough guys, Ronnie Ronstein, like they put a good staff around him and allow him to grow, make mistakes. You have to have that. You cannot bring a young coach in and fire him within the first 3 years. You have to give them space and time to learn how to be a coach, especially in the professional league. Mm-hmm. And so Spo has that, and he had that with Pat. And so he wasn't going anywhere. Pat let everybody know that you will get out of here before he leaves. Well, now he got time to become a great coach because he is comfortable sitting in his seat, but he works his tail off. Nobody works harder than Spoelstra.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know about that Heat team in the first couple of years, because it really is fascinating that you've got all these superstars that have been the man in their own right. Everywhere they played, it's been, you are the best player on this team. You are the key to this franchise. Yeah. You get together, and I think in theory you guys are like, yeah, we know that it's going to take sacrifice. We know what it's going to be like to maybe take a back seat in certain points of the game or whatever. But then once reality hits, you start playing the games. Yeah. That becomes a different story where you're now figuring out how to be a team on the fly. Like, what was that like, feeling each other out for like, okay, here's how it's going to work in this situation. Here's where I take a step back. Here's where I'm the man that's going to take the last shot. What was that like, especially in that first season, as you guys were all kind of figuring out what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it was so tough. It's so easy to say words. I think we all know that it's easy to say something. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm all in, coach. Okay, what does all in mean? Are you really all in? Because do you understand what it's going to take? I think when I look at that first year, we all coming from competing versus each other to be the very best in this game. We were still competing versus each other, even though we were teammates. Not in a bad way, just like, all right, Brian, you done score 6 straight. Now I'm about to score 6 straight. All right, D, you done did that. Chris Bob's like, let me get in the mix. So we still had that competitiveness amongst each other, trying to learn how to play together and be teammates, right? And then after we lost in the finals, that's humbling. We all got some humble pie very quickly, and we realized if this was going to work, then we had to do this a little different. And so you saw in that second year, you saw us come back a total different team with a total different mindset, that we actually started believing the stuff that we said we was going to do. But it takes time. Yeah. This doesn't just happen when you snap your fingers and say, I want it to happen. It took a little time it took us 1 year to lose and to get humbled in front of the world and everybody to be. If it was podcast all of the time, we would have been the #1 topic.
I would have said some very mean stuff.
Yeah, it was some very nasty things said about us at that time. But outside of that, man, we had a goal. We sacrificed a lot to be able to play together. And so we had to accomplish that. It was no other answer. We have to accomplish this goal. And our goal was to win, not just to get there. And so we came back in year 2 and we started actually believing the things that we said, the mottos that we would say, the things that we would say to the media, the things we would say to each other. We started believing it because you start seeing sacrifice amongst guys. We wasn't sacrificing at first. We were hooping and we were very good at it. But it takes sacrifice to especially have that much talent and to be able to have all that work together, right? You got to give up shots. You got to give up your body. You got to give up minutes. You got to do all these things that you don't want to do. And it's easy to say it, and it's harder to do. And so we had to allow coach to coach us a little bit, right? We had to allow ourselves to, like Brian had to allow me to coach him. I had to allow him to coach me. It was a lot that we had to learn about each other from that first year to that second year. But ultimately, we needed to win, and we wanted to win, and we were going to figure it out. And so we did.
Is there one play or one game in particular that shows the evolution? Like year 2, this is when we knew we had it figured out.
I mean, right away. Yeah. Go to the first game. We figured it out. Like coming back, think about it. It was we had a long off season. Think about losing the championship and then having we had an NBA lockout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That sucked because all you want to do is get right back to it. But we had a long off season to think about this. And so first game was in Christmas Day in Dallas. I think we won by like 40 on that day. Mm-hmm. We came in with the mentality right away in training camp. The first year in training camp, we were still against each other, right? We still was trying to show that we all some bad boys. We came back in that second year and we was trying to become a team. We were trying to show that we could play together. And, you know, I think we all felt it right away. And, you know, give credit to LeBron. You know, LeBron came back a different player than he was. I mean, what we started seeing of LeBron in those next couple of years was one of the greatest runs we've ever seen when it comes to, you know, professional athlete. And so he came back an even better player that put all of us in our roles and our positions a little bit.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron, let's just say sometimes he looks like he's injured. Maybe, I'm not going to say flopping. Was there ever a time where you're like, oh shit, he's actually injured, and then he pops up and he's fine?
Nah, we didn't deal with none of that in Miami. He sprained his ankle, tie shoes up, we go.
Okay, but there was never a time where like, oh no, this actually might be the end here. He might actually be hurt.
Not in Miami.
Okay.
No.
But what about when you're in Cleveland?
Not in Miami.
Okay. Not in Miami. That's a good answer. Not in Miami.
I'm focused on the years not in Miami. Cleveland, I was a shell of myself. That don't even count.
Yeah. By the way, you still, even though you weren't, you know, prime D Wade, you still are the best D Wade in Cleveland Cavaliers history, because I think I looked it up and Dean Wade had like 5 points per game. You averaged 11 points per game. So for the Cavs.
And listen,
that's pretty good.
Every time I watch a Cav game and I hear them say D Wade, it's crazy to me.
Little flashback.
Yeah, it's crazy. I laugh every time that it's another D Wade, and he's so different from me.
Yes, very different.
Yeah, different complexion for sure.
Yes.
But I think it's kind of cool too when I watch. I'm like, oh, it's still a D Wade in the game.
Yeah. As a Bulls fan, as a lifelong Michael Jordan fan, you've said on the record many times, Michael Jordan's your GOAT. He's the best. Did you have to lie to LeBron about that when he was in Miami? We're like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. You're still playing.
No, we didn't have those conversations.
You guys don't sit around.
We weren't talking about him being the GOAT in 7-8 years into the league. Like, I mean, you know, what he's put together a career that will make sports conversations talk forever about who's the GOAT. That's what it's not many people that can have that conversation to say that you will argue about who's the GOAT forever. I can't have that conversation. And so what I did is I didn't get a chance to see Michael Jordan play. I was inspired by Michael Jordan, right? I grew up in Chicago. I played the game of basketball because I saw Michael Jordan play the game of basketball. And so my vision of it is so different. But I got a chance to watch that guy, LeBron James, up close and personal. And I've never seen a better basketball player in my life. You know, and so I think, you know, the GOAT conversation is, what does that even mean to you?
It doesn't mean anything. It's something that we talk about in media.
That's something you talk about in the middle of summer.
Everyone talks about it, not just in media. Like, everybody on the street come up to you and they be like, hey, who's the GOAT? You're like, bro, you 7.
Yeah.
Like, why does this matter to you? Who's the GOAT?
Wait, what do you say?
What do you tell them? What do you say?
What, they ask me?
Yeah. 7-year-old.
7-year-old.
I ask them, who's your GOAT? It doesn't matter who's my GOAT. I'm 43 years old. I grew up in Michael Jordan era. I played with LeBron James. I can pick anyone I want. It doesn't matter. My vision of playing a game of basketball came from Michael Jordan. The silhouette, the thing about when it comes to the GOAT is, like, you got to have the perfect height. You got to have the perfect form. It's all these things that go in. The GOAT is not just the stats that you put on the court and the championships you win. When people talk about the GOAT, it's the stories that people tell about you. It's all these things when it comes to being the GOAT. And so that's the era I grew up in. But LeBron James is arguably a GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's a GOAT to generations. But the generation before him, it's very hard for people before him to call him their GOAT. Right? It's going to be hard. But the generation after that, he's the GOAT to them. And I'm not going to have an argument with somebody that comes to me and say LeBron James is their GOAT. Duh, he's a GOAT. It's multiple GOATs in this game.
He's practiced this answer.
You should start having those arguments. They're kind of fun.
No, those arguments are dumb.
No, they're very fun.
Watch.
Let's have it right now. Ask me who my GOAT is.
Who's your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Why?
Championship rings.
That's it?
Never lost the final.
Never went to a game 7 in the finals.
That's it.
And he was the best player of those teams.
He's got 6 of them.
That makes him your GOAT.
Titles.
Yeah. And I respect that. And it's over. Conversation over.
Yeah, who's your
Thank you for your respect.
Michael Jordan.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great conversation.
That was a great Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
The 7-year-old should just
My
listen to this
basketball
clip.
GOAT is Michael Jordan. I played the game of basketball because of Michael Jordan.
Quick break from Dwyane Wade to talk about our friends from Chevy, sponsored by our good friends at Chevy. For over a century, Chevy has been building trucks that don't flinch and never quit. Whether you're hauling lumber on the job or trying to get the smoker, the cooler, the cornhole boards, and the whole crew to the tailgate on time, Chevy gets you there. When Chevy says most dependable truck, they're not just speculating. Chevy trucks have earned more dependability awards for trucks than any other brand, according to J.D. Power 2025. Sounds like they have the stats to prove it. So, draft yours at Chevy.com. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. For more on Chevy trucks, visit Chevy.com today and visit JDPower.com/awards for more award details. We're truck guys. Let's get everyone to be truck guys and girls. Chevy is the truck for you. Draft yours at Chevy.com. And like I said, in every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. So go right now, Chevy.com, for more on Chevy trucks. Okay, back to Dwyane Wade. What about how deep have you seen LeBron get into a book?
I've seen a lot of books in his hand.
How deep, though? We talking? Listen, I'm not even judging because I buy books and I read the first 5 pages and I just don't read anymore.
You know what I love? I love the when someone can make fun of themselves.
Yeah,
I love the fact that LeBron and his team has now marketed him as someone who reads
the first page. Yeah,
that is, to me, when
Smart.
if you can make fun of yourself,
absolutely,
people really can. They love you.
Absolutely.
If you can't and you take yourself too serious, then everyone else is going to take it too serious. And so I love the fact that LeBron has now made millions of dollars off everybody talking about him reading one page. Now, I never sat down and watched how many pages he reads. I don't care about that. I care about what he does on the court. But I definitely have seen a lot of books in his hand.
Mm-hmm. I would just carry on the back of the book. Most people don't even make it past the back jacket.
Listen, I'm one of them people. I start reading a book and I'm going to sleep fast.
Yeah.
I got to listen to my book. I'm sorry. I ain't going to make it.
I read the reviews and I'm like, that's a great book.
I can write a whole essay off of what I just read on the back of the book.
I got some dumb questions for you.
Wait a minute. That question that you just asked me wasn't dumb?
No, that was actually
these were all
good questions.
Very smart questions.
I know you've spoken on it, but the fake quote in 2017 that you had Dwyane Wade on Cavs' early season struggles, it stinks, but at least I get to go home every night and have my wife eat my butt. Not true, right?
Oh, yeah. Somebody did make that.
That was a fake one.
It was a fake one.
Yeah.
I like that you called attention to it, though. You
quote tweeted it.
So we're making fake quotes up now?
Yeah. I listen,
wait, that's
once
what
again,
everyone does.
I'm in on the jokes.
Okay.
A lot of people say I talk a lot of shit about me. Yeah, I wouldn't be who I am today if I really took it seriously.
So fake. The quote's fake, but your wife does eat your butt.
My wife don't eat my butt.
That was just a podcaster trick right there. Get you in.
No, it's cool. It came out of nowhere.
It was crazy.
It definitely was a crazy take, and people ran with it. I was like, okay, so you
It's
can just
a
throw
funny
anything out there.
quote. Fake or not, it's a funny quote.
It's funny. I like to laugh.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was a little crazy, but you know what? Ha ha ha. If my wife decided to do it, then she decided to do it. Leave what we do inside our private home private.
All right, so I have a private question that hopefully you can give us a little answer on. You went to the Met Gala. What the hell happens inside?
Nothing.
Oh, see, he's not going to answer. You'll talk about eating butt, but you won't talk about the Met Gala.
It's
crazy what happens inside
what do you
there.
mean what happens inside?
What happens inside? We don't know. We're on the outside.
You just have a great time.
But what is that? What are you bidding on stuff? Is there live music? What is going on?
It's live music.
Okay.
It's some of the coolest people in the world.
Yeah, we see the pictures, and then we don't.
You have a dinner. It's a fundraiser.
Okay.
Because each seat is paid for by brands and individuals. It's you walk through, depending on the theme of the year, you walk through the gallery. Right?
Any TVs?
No TVs.
If the game's on?
No games on.
So you're at a table.
That sounds terrible.
You're eating dinner at a table.
Yeah.
And then is there an MC?
Ain't no MC.
Okay.
So it's just there's a band that's playing during dinner?
The conversation is the band that's playing through dinner.
Oh.
It's everybody. All these people, like most of these people I only get to see once a year.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I don't got these people in my Rolodex. Like we not like kicking it like that. Right. Not everybody in there. So it's the soundtrack is of everybody happy and excited to be in the cool kids room together, and everyone looking fly as hell, and that's just the sound. That's the soundtrack of the room.
When did they pass around the Illuminati robes and the baby blood? Is that dessert course?
Let's talk about the food. Tell me what you ate.
Well, this year it was fire. Every year is different.
Okay.
Every year is different. Obviously, they reach out to different chef or different restaurant to upset the plate. And some years it's maybe some you fancy, and some years it's some you may not fancy. This year was actually really, really good. One of my wife and I actually favorite restaurant. So we had some soul in our food this year.
Okay.
It was about Black culture this year, baby. We gonna have some seasoning on some shit.
So it was good.
It was really, really good.
And I read a story. You didn't try fish until you were 32 years old. Is that right?
I don't remember the age, but me and Fish has had a real.
It was just
you
on
stay over
site.
there, I stay over here relationship. You know what I mean? Right. I grew up in the inner city. Fish wasn't a part of what I was able to eat. And then when I got older, people started throwing fish, and it was like the first one was salmon, and I was like, that smells like the sea.
Yeah.
It tastes. I don't want that. And so me and Fish had a you stay over there, I stay over here relationship for a long time. And now I just actually ate Brazino before I came over.
It's pretty good.
You're having lunch fish now.
Yeah.
I'm having lunch
A
fish
whole
now
fish.
with a salad.
Oh yeah, because you weren't a salad guy either.
No, David Fisdale, shout out to David Fisdale, one of our coaches. He told me one time, he was like, you know what? He's like, I'm pissed off at my parents. I grew up, my mom always told me that I had to eat healthy. I had to do all these things to be like, if I wanted to be an athlete one day. He said, you don't do none of those things. And you're one of the greatest athletes that I've ever seen.
Right.
I mean, I was terrible when I in my prime. That's why my prime didn't last that long, because I didn't have the things I needed, the nutrients for my body continue to perform the way it needed to perform. I was a sugar baby. Give me sugar, give me sweets, give me burgers, give me fried chicken. Like I grew up that way, and that's the way I ate through the league for a long time. Give me hot dogs before a game.
Yeah. Was there a moment when you were like, oh shit, I gotta Father Time's coming?
Yeah, it was too late.
It was?
Father Time was already at the door.
Shit.
Do you think Fisdale needs to have a conversation with Luka?
Well,
maybe get Luka on some salads?
Fisdale is in Phoenix.
Yeah, but he should talk to Luka.
Why?
Like try to.
What are you talking about? Everybody talk about Luka's diet?
Yeah. Luka
gonna figure out what he needs to do.
He'll be great. I think he'll be great.
It's one of our favorite things to do. Like a guy who looks like me, be like, Luka's kind of out of shape.
Well, right. I mean, Jokic looks like you, and he got 3 MVPs, right?
Yeah,
is it 3 or 4? I don't know.
But he did lose weight. Like
he
Jokic
still looks like you.
Weight. Yeah,
but his talent and his skills, everybody don't need to look chiseled.
Yeah,
like that. That is a misconception right there. It's not about how you look. It's about what kind of conditioning you in to be able to obviously play both ends of the floor the way you need to.
Yeah,
and so it's not about how you look. That's a little overrated.
It's a little bit about how you look.
Everybody don't need abs.
Well, but when you lose, then it's about how you look. That's how the media works.
And no one said nothing about how Jokic looks when he's winning MVP trophies.
True. Nope.
His body is no different than Luka's. If you want to talk about the style of like, we don't see muscles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more so of, are you in peak condition or are you not in peak condition from what people expect from a superstar player?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest conversation.
It is messed up how we do it. It's like winner, 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 and then the minute you lose, you're like fat. That's just how it goes.
Got to the finals. Yeah.
It's a lot of fat guys that's saying it, right? Whatever fat is to you. It's a lot of guys who don't have abs that's saying it.
I think Luka looks good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he looks good. Okay.
I like
if Luka walked in here right now, I'm sure his body would look way different than you think by watching him on a basketball court with, out there with jerseys on and all the pads and everything.
If he walked in here, I'd cross him up.
I bet.
Traffic
No,
cone.
bro. Luka's so good.
Yeah.
I'd cross him up with an ice cream cone. He wouldn't know what hit him.
I think what's crazy is like, how you see, I think we just saw a video go out of Robinson in New York of him playing in the summer, and he was going between the legs
and shooting
step
threes.
Backs.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's not in the NBA and they just doing whatever they want to do, everybody's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you got to get in the NBA, you got to play a certain role. You forget that all the things that you was working on in the summer, you just got to pick and you just got to roll. Just do that.
Yeah.
And then you forget.
We've talked about it when the whole debate happened, the NFL versus NBA. I'm like, I don't think people fully understand. Like we've been lucky enough to have some of the NBA combine guys come here and work out. If you watch a guy who's going to be the NBA work out, they do not miss. They literally do not miss.
No.
And it's like you think that they're shooting 50% from the field in a game.
Yeah.
When they're in practice, they are not missing.
Well, that's called bright lights.
Yeah.
That's called popcorn popping. That's called fans in the arena. Everything changes when I've seen players in practice that was way better than me. And we get in the game and I'm like, bro, you gonna help me? It's a whole different beast when you got 20,000.
Why would you say that about Mario Chalmers?
I love Mario. No, I haven't. Listen, Mario is one of the toughest. Mario don't get credit the way he should. Mario is one of the toughest players I ever played with. One of the biggest shot makers I've ever played with. Mario, to me, I feel like he got more out of what looks like his ability. Like when you look at Mario, you don't see him doing it. You're like, I don't think this guy's gonna be that good, right? Because he's not chiseled. He's not hella tall. He's not fast. He don't jump high. Mario still today plays the game of basketball, and Mario can still hoop. I give Mario a lot of credit. He was one of the guys I love playing with. And if I was to start a team again and you asked me to pick 12 guys, I would pick Mario on my team because he's a fucking winner.
Okay, so who's your favorite teammate? You can't name like Bosh, LeBron, UD,
Real.
But for what? And what favorite teammate for what? Because you got favorite teammates for different reasons.
Favorite teammate to play with, favorite teammate to hang out with in your entire career.
Favorite teammate to play with, and I can't pick a guy that I actually like playing with. Is that what you're telling me?
No, just you can't pick the usual suspects. Because what we're going to do is just a podcasting trick. I'm going to say favorite teammate to play with, and then you're going to say someone other than LeBron. Then we're going to put the clip out.
No, my answer is always the same. My answer is always the same.
What is it?
It doesn't change. Udonis Haslem.
Okay.
All time favorite teammate.
Okay. And then what about to hang out with him as well?
To hang out with. No, that's always the guys that don't really get no time on the court.
Yeah.
Them all, it's always the guys that, is not one of the star guys, the guys you can kind of get away with, get away and just kind of like, be someone else. You don't got to be that star guy. You don't got to be cool. You can just be who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I've had many favorite teammates that you would never know their names.
Yeah. I'd know their names.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite teammates go back to college, man. Like I got guys in college that you won't know their names. They're my favorite teammates. I still talk to them to this day. In our Final Four run, guys that you will not remember.
Yeah. On that Final Four run, did you at that moment have the confidence in yourself and the belief that you were going to go on to do all these great things, or was it that moment that kind of woke you up and you're like, yeah, I can be one of the best?
No, you know what, man, I didn't think that way. Like, I mean, I knew I was good at what I was good at, but I always, just had the mentality that like I never thought that far ahead. I'm a everyday person. It was just, to me, I was always about getting better every day. Now, I knew I could compete with anybody because I wasn't afraid of anyone. Once you take away getting dunked on, shooting an air ball, and getting crossed over, what else is it? Mm-hmm. After that, it ain't nothing else embarrassing in the game of basketball. Like, everyone's going to score on you, right? And so once I realized that, okay, these are only things that really people are embarrassed about. All right, well, take that away, then let's just hoop. And so I was never, it's basketball. I'm not afraid of you. Now, you can score on me. Okay. Like, my brothers could score on me. My dad could score on me. So, like, I just kind of simplified the game of basketball. So I knew I could compete with anyone. It was just about getting the opportunity for me. And once I got my opportunity, I showed up every time. And that's all.
So you weren't thinking at that moment, like, one day, 15, 20 years in the future, I'm going to have a really, really weird-looking statue of myself built.
No, but I knew I was going to be great. It goes back to I got a high school yearbook quote when I was 17 years old. And they asked me, in 20 years, what would you be? And I said, I'm going to retire as one of the greatest ever played the game of basketball. I said it at 17, and I actually retired at 37 years old. I retired 20 years later.
That's pretty cool.
Actually pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
I retired as one of the greatest to play the game of basketball. Now, whatever number, at
least in the 75.
But thank you very much. So I did retire as one of the greatest. So at 17 years old, I had the outlook. I just didn't know how I was going to get there.
Yeah.
But I got there by my work every day, and also too, just by the people, man. You really gotta find people along this journey. You gotta connect to them. You gotta hold on tight to them. The people that's there for you. Like, God puts people in your path. You have to recognize who these people are. I recognize those people throughout my journey, and I stay connected to them. To help me get to that next level. And so I knew that I wanted to be that. But it was the work every day, and it was the recognizing of, and being honest and looking in the mirror of myself when I wasn't that good, when I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to do, really holding myself accountable to that, to being one of the greatest ever played the game in 20 years.
Can we talk about the statue?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So when they unveiled the statue, what was your initial thought?
I have a statue.
Yeah. Great statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
is a statue.
I wasn't thinking like you guys were thinking. I wasn't thinking like the photo that went out and everybody like to say like. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about that, guys. Like, come on, man. Like,
technically, it's a statue.
It goes back to like us looking at Luke and being like, "Wow, that guy's out of shape." Like,
right.
We're like, "Look how bad that guy's statue is." The guy that got a statue for being great for so long.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. Like, give me all the jokes. Actually, some of them were fucking hilarious, by the way. Like, some of them, I saved them in my phone. I was like, I got to come back and laugh at this one later. But no, I wasn't thinking about that. I was, once again, I mean, my mind goes beyond that. My mind goes to my kids. My mind goes to, like, small kids from the inner city of Chicago. I go to all that. Now, you guys have a job to do. Right?
You got a job to do. You got a
Your job to do is to make sure that you get as many clicks as possible. And my statue became something that you guys can talk about that will get you clicks.
Yes.
Have at it. So
it's hard to do. I feel like statues fail, like the Ronaldo statue.
No, they're tough.
Yeah, they're tough.
Once I keep telling people is I was there alone, like the whole process, right? Like it was an incredible process. But from clay to bronze is two totally different things. It's two totally different statues from clay to bronze. And so in clay, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna go down in history as one of the greatest statues ever. In bronze, it looks way different. Everything is hardened.
Right.
So it's very different in clay than it is in bronze.
Yeah. It's intense.
It's real intense.
Yeah.
So it was some very strong, like, jaw structures, and you know what I mean? And then too, like, everyone gets to look up at me with my mouth open and yelling with these strong, trust me, I understand, but in clay, it's soft.
Yeah.
Right? It looks a little different. I look a little bit more like me. And then you put it in bronze, and then obviously, and I was trying to educate people. I said, and also, you put it in bronze, and it has to stand strong in Miami forever. That is an extra dip in bronze.
Right.
That is an extra this, extra that. It's even harder.
Right.
It's even darker. And so I think that my first reaction, once I got to reaction, was, damn, it's darker than I thought it was going to be. Because every statue has different complexions of bronze complexion. But because mine needs to weather the storm, mine had to be a little bit more. It had to get a little bit more care on it, in a sense. And so it was definitely darker than I wanted to be. But, like, the expression that I wanted it to have, it had the expression. It just hit my cheekbones a little stronger.
Yeah.
It is very cool, though. It's an awesome honor to have a statue, to know that you meant so much to one organization, one city, really. That they're like, we want you to stand here for forever.
Yeah, I mean, you could put everybody that plays sports in one room to have a statue, and you can't fill this room up.
No.
So it's an elite class.
Yeah.
And listen, I think as long as people are making bronze statues, it's going to be hard to capture it to look the way that everybody's going to want it to look. Someone is going to figure it out where it's going to look exact one day. But it is a really tough process. And it didn't hurt me that everyone was talking jokes. The people who work so hard on it, man.
I hear you.
The families, that to me, I was just like, but also too, like, once you put your work out there, it's open for interpretation for people to say what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
And people said a lot that they wanted to say.
They did.
But ultimately, what I wanted, and it's still happening, I still get at it every day, or a family, a kid, an individual, they go and they take a photo at the statue. I was actually there one night. Here's a story about it. I was there one night when I was in Miami, late night, to go see the statue for myself, away from everyone, just me and my crew. And it was like 3 a.m, and it was a guy who walked up to see the statue. Now, mind you, I'm behind the statue. I'm looking at all the details. He's not even at the statue yet. He's walking up, and he's like, oh, man, they fucked my man up. And so I come around the statue. I said, bro, did you even look at the statue? Or are you going off of everything you heard? Like, come here. Let's take a look at this statue for a minute. But he just automatically walked up with his own.
What did he say when he saw you? Like, that's such a funny thing for the guy to be like, wait, does Dwyane Wade just stand at his statue all day telling people to look at it closer?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, come get a better look. You know what? Matter of fact, how about you look from up top?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Everybody looking from down here, right? But no, he took a couple steps back and was like, oh man, I didn't. No, you did. You said it. I heard you. You were here. But
That's so funny.
It's all good. Like, I just want to. If I lived in Miami, I'll just pop up at the statue anytime.
Yeah, hell
there,
yeah.
Like, say something.
Yeah.
Me and you did sit there like, say something.
Yeah.
But it's all love, man. It's all love.
So we mentioned offhand there, but 75, when they did the 75th anniversary in the top 75 players all time, you were named on that list. Incredible accomplishment.
One of my best accomplishments.
Yeah. How did it feel to be named on that list? And then when you get everyone together, what was that room like? And was MJ talking shit?
So, yes, at some point. I remember being a kid watching the top 50. It was in Cleveland when they did it.
Yeah, the leather jackets.
They had the leather jackets.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and watching some of my favorite players all be on the top 50. And I thought, what one of the coolest moments in the NBA to be in that list. And I didn't know when they would ever do another list All right. And so I didn't know if it would be 100 years or whatever, but when they said they was going to do top 75, of course I want to be in that. Now you got to understand, it's 25 years go by and they only could put 25 more players, and it's not 25 new players because some guys got left off of the original 50 list. So let's say it's about 15 to 18 spots of new players in 25 years and you're one of them. I mean, to me individually, that was one of the dopest moments of my individual life. Like I didn't go out to play as an individual. And I didn't go off all the individual awards. Like I wish I would have grabbed a couple on the way, but that was one that I tattooed on my chest. Yeah. Right? Now, but you really didn't understand what it really, really meant. You just knew that you was getting this honor until we all got to All-Star Weekend in Cleveland, and we all walked in the room. And when you walked in the room, you saw the gods of the game. You don't see the gods of the game. You may see somebody All-Star Weekend. You don't see everybody together. And so you walk in, like, Kareem, Oscar, Bird, Magic. Like, you looking at the gods of the game. You like, oh, I'm one of them? Oh, this is really cool. Now you see everybody, like, all of us up there smiling ear to ear now because now we in this room. And so we in this room. We all get to take the photo together. Everyone's not there. Now, each 75 players are not. It was 76 because there's a tie, too. I don't know if everybody know that. 76 players on the top 75.
I didn't know
Did they say who tied?
No.
Okay.
They didn't say
you know.
but it's 76. I don't know. I don't know. That little smirk made you think I knew?
Yeah, you know.
No, I was thinking I don't know neither. But Jordan wasn't in that room, okay? Yeah, Jordan, he was Jordan flew in. We didn't know MJ was coming. We didn't know who was going to be there when we took that photo in that room. But that room right there let you know that you was one of them boys. Yeah, can't nobody tell me nothing after being in that room, right? Because when the 100 one come around, I'm going to be back in that room.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we all are waiting to go out and get our, wave our little hand and get our love. And that's when MJ walked in. And you've heard multiple stories about MJ coming in and like how he snuck in like the black cat and just kind of snuck up on everybody and start talking shit immediately. right away, right at Magic. And once again, you can go back and look at the clip. You can see my face. I was like, oh, this is happening. Yeah. Like Michael and Magic is talking shit.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm privy to this conversation. Now I'm a kid who grew up watching these guys and obviously these are some of the greatest ever play. And I'm now a part of this. I get to be behind the scenes of this. And Mike come in and he right at him. And they was serious. It was no games with Michael. He really was like, get your sneaks, lace them up right now. And Magic looked around and saw them cameras like, well, you lucky these cameras here. I tell you something, right? It was just one of those moments where you was like, the two of the greatest ever is talking shit.
Oh, that's incredible.
It was incredible, man. But obviously they're obviously best of friends. But that was the moment for me, and I said it, I'm on record saying that was the moment for me. I was like, oh, I made it.
Yeah.
I'm in heaven.
I would say so.
I don't know if I'm going to heaven in regular life, but I know in basketball life, I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
pretty surreal.
It's pretty insane.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right. So you are going to be on Prime Video. So Amazon Prime, you're doing the NBA show next year. Give us some analysts talk. Who's going to win the title?
Some analyst talk.
Yeah, some analyst talk. We can't.
That makes it analyst talk because I can tell you who I think going to win the finals.
Yep. Yeah, give it to us.
Get real granular.
Yeah, get really explain it to us like we're 5 years old. Who's going to win the finals?
I don't know. I'm gonna start there first.
Oh, that's a bad start. You got to give us I'm
just telling you the truth because no one knows. But I will say, if I had to pick right now, because y'all are forcing me to pick one.
Yeah.
I think the best team is OKC. I think, but it's not about the best team. We beat Dallas in a year where they were the best team and we won a championship. If I had to pick right now, I would say Minnesota Timberwolves win the finals.
Okay.
Right now.
Ant?
And it's the aura of Ant.
Yeah.
And
Julius Randle.
It's the way that the aura of that young man, the way that you see it filters into everyone that he's playing with. That right there, when you get to that finals, you need that. You need to believe in somebody that wholeheartedly like that. And I'm not saying these other guys don't. I mean, listen, any one of these teams can obviously win. There's 4 teams and they all can win. It's going to be historic whoever wins. But from what I've experienced by being in the finals, if they can keep this up, what that young man, the way he puts his Ant-Man on the game, No one else does that. No one else goes to that level like him when he goes to that level. And these guys are very good. I mean, you got Brunson, who is fourth quarter, clutch time, money. Shea, MVP, right? You got these guys who are at that level. But when you talk about who got it, who got that sauce, and Ant-Man just got that sauce. Now, they got to keep it up because we all know those first 8 games mean nothing. The first 8 wins mean nothing. You got to get to 8 more of them. And so who knows if he's going to get there. But right now, if you ask me, I'm going to say he got the sauce that you need to get to that finals.
Okay, so counterpoint. I don't hate the take, but last year I would say he also had the sauce. Did he just get the sauce this offseason? Like something changed about him, right?
Nah, he grew up a little bit. I mean, it's only 1 year difference, but it's a big difference. He got to experience it. He was in the Western Conference Finals last year. He played against the guys who went to the finals. That's a different summer than someone who lost in the second round or the first round when you lose in that space. And so you see a mature player. He had the sauce. He's had the sauce his whole life. I'm sure when he had let you know when he was 5, he had the sauce. But once you lose in the way that he lost, and you watch the team that you lost to go off to the finals and all those things, it's a different mentality that you come back with. Ant-Man has come back and put his spirit into the guys. And you can see it when they're playing, right? And he's a leader of that team. And so if I'm choosing, maybe a little biased because I see a little, maybe I see a little reflection sometimes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little biased.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a young guy, I mean, I won mine at 24. He's 23. I want to see somebody come in and take it. But I think he got what is needed when you get to that stage. As you understand, you heard Shea said the other day, Game 7, he was like, I was nervous.
Yeah. You could feel it in the first quarter.
You're supposed to be. You have never felt these emotions before.
Yeah.
That is the second round 7 game. You got to keep going.
Yeah.
And you got to get to these. It gets hot. Listen, you get more nervous as it goes on. And so I think someone like Ant I think he's ready for that step and for that stage. And that stage, them lights get even brighter. That popcorn it smells even better in that.
Yeah.
It gets even richer in that arena. That crowd get even louder. And so to win, the ability to be able to pump that confidence in those other guys is what it's going to be. And OKC has what I think is the best team overall from top to bottom in this. But it's not just about that when you get to this place that they're hopefully going.
Their defense is so good.
Something about Ant that reminds me a little bit of your game. He seems to be the type of rare player that when he's playing in front of an opposing audience, when he's on the road, he feeds off the crowd just as much on the road as he does at home.
Yeah.
Right? Like he brings his confidence to them. He brings it to the game where he hears everybody booing, hears everybody yelling at him, screaming, and he elevates his game. He's like, I want to shut them up.
You have to love it.
Just as bad as he wants to make the fans at home cheer.
Yeah, you have to love it. And at this time of year, you got to love playing on the road more than you love playing at home. It's easy to play at home. You're not saying you're going to win everyone, but you're going to get more help.
The role players.
You'll get more help.
Yeah.
On the road, you're not going to get as much help, bro. And you know what? So what? This is your response. It's your responsibility. Everybody looking at you. You the man. You the one with all the commercials. You the one with all the attention. They all looking at you, and you gotta love that. And so I personally love that. I love playing on the road. I love going to win on the road. We won our first finals on the road in Game 6. I had 36. I love that. Put me in a position that is the most uncomfortable and watch me come out smelling like roses. And so if you don't have that mentality, you're not winning that championship. I don't care how close I don't care if you go up 2-0.
Right.
You gotta love winning on the road. It's not gonna happen.
Was that your favorite? Because we always talk about this, like best sports sounds, and one of the best sports sounds is when a road player, like you can feel him take the soul of the fans. You know what I mean? Where that like hitting a big shot on the road and that like scream gasp is it's something about it.
It's Folgers Crystal in the morning. It's the sweet smell
incredible.
of coffee in the morning.
Yeah, and the whole stadium knows like this guy just beat us.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than that. It's nothing better than when you walk out and you got the opposing fans looking at you they just respect you, right? They end up cheering for you. It's nothing better than turning them into a fan of yours.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the kind of aura that Ant has. He has that aura where you hate him, but when he get done, you're going to love him.
Yeah.
Because you can do nothing but respect it.
Yeah.
And, along the way. And so, yeah, it's nothing better than that.
He's a very fun player. I got one more question for you. I think it's more of a statement. You might be a magician or a witch because of your pump fake. Are you aware of how good your pump fake was when you were a player?
Well, yeah, I see people flying all the time.
And you would do it constantly from the 3-point line. and people guarded you. I think there's a stat out there that shows that people guarded you closer than any other player in the NBA from the 3-point arc when they were playing defense. Homework. Right now, I'm not bringing this up to trash your 3-point percentage, but it was like 29% career, which it's not a great 3-point percentage, but they guarded you so close on the perimeter, like they expected you to make it.
Yeah, because they didn't want me to touch the ball.
Was it just like no matter where he is on the court, we're gonna guard him as closely as possible?
Well, yeah, because here's the thing: if I'm not a 3-point shooter and you play off me, when I get the ball, I'm coming at you downhill. You cannot stop me. So your goal is to make sure that I don't touch the ball. And so it was a stat when I played in my prime years where I think I was up there like with Ray Allen and those guys when it came to the defense trying not to allow me to get the ball at the 3-point line. I was up there with the top 3-point shooters, and I was the worst by far 3-point shooter. But some guys, you just do not want them to get the ball in their hands because that's the rhythm for them. And it wasn't my job to shoot threes. You know what I mean? Like you're Michael Jordan. He had a quote where he talked about, he's like, I don't want to be a great 3-point shooter because it takes away what I'm great at and what I love about my game and the game, because it makes me stay on the perimeter searching for threes. No, I am downhill. I am trying to put you in the basket. I have to get in the paint so I can get my teammates shots. That is my job. My job ain't to sit out there like, woo, woo, woo. That wasn't my responsibility. And so, but I did find respect. I did look at the respect that I got amongst my peers that knew I'm not making this shot but 29% of the time, but you guard me like I'm Ray Allen, one of the greatest 3-point shooters ever. Yeah. That's respect right there. So now I'm going to back cut your ass.
Yeah, and the pump fake was great too.
Yeah, I stole that from Sam Cassell.
Oh, Sam Cassell.
I stole it from Sam Cassell. I just added my own little mix to it, but I got it from Sam Cassell.
So how do you steal a pump fake from somebody?
Well, I watched him do it, and I was like, he's coming up the court hella slow. It's the slowest pump fake ever, and everyone's jumping and going for it. So because I wasn't a 3-point shooter, and because I will come downhill at a player, the defense natural reaction is to stop you from scoring. The closer you get to the basket, the more you want to stop someone from scoring. I'm really going to pump fake you the closer I get in. And so everyone's job is to jump, close out, jump. If I create space and I get you a step off, your job is to recover. How do you recover? Jump. And so for me, it's the law. I understand the body. I understand, like, all right, you're going to come back and I'm going to do this and you have to contest my shot. You don't want me to score. Right. So I'm going to give you this. You're going to jump. I'm going to act like you did something to me and I'm going to go to the free throw line. Yeah. So to me, it was like, it's all about, you got to have patience. You know, I talked about this and I talk about this all the time. A lot of players, when they get closer to the rim, they lose patience. That's when you got to have your most patience, the closer you get, because the defense has less patience.
Right.
When you are in scoring and when you're in scoring position, the defense gets a little erratic and they want to strip you or block your shot. That's when I'm really gonna hit you with these slow ass pump fakes.
Yeah, because it's really different speed. Yeah. Well, who's got the best pump fake all time?
Me.
Sam Young is actually the answer. Do you remember his pump fake?
What makes it
Pittsburgh?
What make? How you?
Do you remember him? Well, do you know who I'm talking about?
How do you say that though? What makes you say him?
If you ever
because he got the most free throws off.
No, he
would look the best.
He would go all the way up on his tippy toes. And he'd have guys running through the crowd. And I don't think he even played.
That's
pro.
like the GOAT conversation. Whoever you think is who it is.
Yeah, I'll show you some highlights of him. You'll see.
Would you ever see
yours? Was very nice, but Sam Young.
I don't know.
He had people jumping past him. He would go all the way up on his tippy toes.
Yeah, and I guess.
Would you talk shit to people if they jump? If you're like, got him?
Oh yeah, listen. It was game plans. You would hear the whole coaching staff on the opposite team say, "Do not jump for his pump fake," and I'd be like, "You know, you're gonna jump for my next pump fake." Because it's in your mind now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's now they have made it worse for you because they're now telling you don't jump for my pump fake. Yeah. It's coming. You don't know when. But I'm about to hit you with these 3 jumpers in your face and you're not gonna like that. So what you're gonna do eventually, you're gonna try to stop me. That means you gotta jump. Because if you don't jump, I'm just dotting your eye. So eventually you're gonna jump and I'm gonna get you. I used to tell people all the time, I'm gonna get you. You know that, right? Because if you don't, that's a bucket.
Yeah, and you got to let them know too if they jump and you drive past.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
I got.
Yeah,
see you.
All right, I got one last question. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com promo code TAKE 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com promo code TAKE. This has been so much fun. The Larry O'Brien Trophy here. Awesome conversation. We'd love to have you on anytime. You're a recurring guest now, so when we ask you to come on, you have to come on. Just so you know. Okay. That you signed something when you walked in the door. I don't know if you read it. But it's basically whenever we want you on, you have to come on our show.
That sounds like my wife.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to eat your butt. No, my last question is, we were talking about it before we started taping. We have a mutual friend, Tom Crean. Obviously, you're closer to him than we are, but we're fairly close with him. We've had him on many times. Really love him.
Yeah.
Was there a moment when Tom Crean at Marquette instilled you talked about the Shaq confidence? Did Tom Crean have a moment where he was like, hey, you're going to be special? And you have an opportunity now. Do you remember that moment or that sequence where he kind of gave you that confidence of oh, this is different. It's not just college basketball. It's going to be something more.
Oh yeah. He's one of the most important people in my development. In my development as a player that you guys got a chance to see, Tom Crean. Tom Crean was on my ass to a level of tears coming down a lot of times because I didn't understand why he was on me so hard. But he obviously saw something in me that I didn't know was there. But I was talking about one of the things Tom Crean taught me, and which made me a very good basketball player. And it was my ability to get so low on pick and rolls. And we drilled this over and over. We drilled anytime I touched the paint, you better dunk it. This was my summer workouts with Tom Crean, to the point where I was young. I get kicked out of practice, or I throw the ball and walk out of practice, and he'd come right down there and get your ass back up here. Mm-hmm. He was on me, and I was young. I was going through a lot of things in my family life when I went to college. And I wasn't mature enough yet, and had a lot of things going on, but he would not allow me to be less than what he thought that I was going to be. He thought I was going to be great. The year before I entered the draft, I told everybody I was leaving and entering the draft because I didn't want to work. We were running lines and all this shit, and I was like, I'm out. I'm going to the NBA. He flew in at 3 o'clock in the morning, called me down to the office and scared the living shit out of me. But what he pretty much told me is that you didn't come here to be average. I'm not allowing you to go to the NBA to be in the second round or to be late first round. You came here to be great. And great has been in the lottery. And so if you ain't there, you ain't going nowhere type, right. Father figure. He was a father figure for me at that time. And I respected him. Obviously, I stayed one more year and I went number 5. Right. And so he was just somebody who was on me. And he saw something in me that I didn't even know was inside. He pulled things out of me that I didn't even know could be pulled out of you, in a sense. And so, I sit here and I see him not coaching, and I see and I look at that and I see so many kids who are not getting an opportunity because they're not getting coached by him to get greatness pulled out of them.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Just because you have it in you don't mean that you're going to be able to showcase it to the world. You got to know how to do that. You got to have somebody that can see that in you and can pull it out of you. Tom Crean pulled all of my greatness out, and then you guys got a chance to experience it. Mm-hmm. But it happened at Marquette in that small ass gym in Milwaukee. And I give him and our coaching staff a lot of credit for not allowing me just to be good, and they forced me to be great.
That's awesome. Yeah. He is the best.
Cool. And he coached Ant too.
Yeah, and he coached Ant.
He coached Ant. He coached Victor Oladipo. He coached some dynamic guards, obviously other guys as well. But when Ant goes back, you go back to Ant-Man's press conference when he decided to go to Georgia, and they asked him why you go to Georgia. He said because Tom Crean coached Victor Oladipo and Dwyane Wade. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to Georgia, because he's going to get the best out of me. Right, just like he got the best out of two of the best two guards that played. When Vic was healthy, Vic was a bad boy, and so give him credit, man. Give Coach Crean credit for having some of the greatest players to play the game,
and a great guy too.
Yeah,
amazing guy,
and a great guy. Well, Dwyane, thank you so much for stopping by. This has been awesome. We also will promise. I had someone looking up, doing a prep sheet for me, and I guess our social team has spelled your name wrong every single time they've posted anything on our Twitter. So we're going to make sure we get it right this time.
It's all good, man. Listen.
Every single time. Every single time.
Is that memes?
Memes.
I'm so used to it at this point. At the end of the day, Dwyane Wade is getting attention. Even if it's the one before the A or the one with the Y. It depends. I don't know.
We'll just do D Wade. Yeah. Just screw that up.
I worked hard for D Wade, so just call me D Wade.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I've screwed it up too. Memes. You got this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get cremated, but when I do leave this earth, I'm gonna make sure that both Dwaynes is represented on my way out.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna just be the Y before the A. It's gonna be the A before the Y too.
Because he
had a great run too.
People 100 years from now, when they're looking you up online and their brain chip that they got or whatever, they might misspell it when they look it up.
Yeah,
so you want to make sure that
we got them both. So we're actually helping you.
Yeah,
we're doing the work.
I got two brands.
Yeah. Just don't call you Dean Wade.
Yeah, no. Let him have his own brand. Let him hey, don't call him D Wade neither. Y'all stop that now. Don't give my nickname away. I worked hard for that.
Definitely not.
Call him Dean.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much. We really appreciate it, man.
Man, appreciate you guys taking a moment, man.
Okay, before we wrap up and get to Fyre Fest, we're brought to you by ourselves. Pardon my cheesesteak. We're in for a great sports week with the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and plenty of baseball. And ordering Pardon my cheesesteak for your game day meal or late night eats is the best play call you can make. Pardon my cheesesteak offers a wide variety of cheesesteaks, loaded fries, and popular desserts, all delivered right to your door so you don't have to miss any of the action on your couch. Pick your favorite cheesesteak made with thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, and caramelized onions on a toasted hoagie roll. Or you can order the popular Big Cat combo and get your choice of cheesesteak, fries, and a drink. Go to pardonmycheesesteak.com to order with code PMC20 for 20% off your order. That's code PMC20 for 20% off your order. Pardonmycheesesteak.com. Go check it out now. Get that Big Cat combo. Get your choice of a cheesesteak, fries, and a drink, and use that code PMC20 for 20% off your order. Okay, Fyre Fest of the week. Whoa! What are we wearing, boys?
Kit it up.
We have the brand new U.S. soccer jerseys, thanks to our friends at Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. soccer, the official hard seltzer. Pardon my take.
You know me, I'm a footy fan.
We look good.
They did a good job with the numbers, too. I don't know why PFT got 35, but...
I got
Mr.
double
35.
zero.
Yeah.
What are you, Hank?
17.
I like this one. Good. Max, you got 20. Men's summer jerseys. Truly hooked us all up with custom jerseys. We'll be rocking them all summer, and we'll be drinking Truly all summer. All right, Fyre Fest. We got our guy Oldie in the booth. So Oldie's here. We got something that we taped this week that's going to be out in a couple weeks. Oldie, you smell so bad. I almost threw up smelling your armpit.
It's absolutely disgusting, and I truly apologize. But I mean, I tried to spray, I tried to think, but it just I
Try to
can't
shower?
stop. Yeah, I did. I showered.
After the thing we filmed?
Have you used Dove men's body care?
I sprayed that on before.
Yeah, he did. I watched him spray it on.
And then,
Is there any truth that people are calling you moldy?
well, I hope not.
I know, it's just me. It's just me.
I'd rather take the M out and throw the G back in for Goldie.
Goldie,
I'll take
okay.
Oldie all day.
All right.
Yeah, but it's bad, dude. Max, take a whiff of it. Take a whiff of it for the people on YouTube.
Oldie, also slide this way, just so you
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
Take the
All right.
shirt off.
One
Hold on,
big
hold on.
whiff.
Skin
Give
to
me-
skin.
I
10
legitimately
seconds.
almost threw up.
Give me 10 seconds. I'll just give him a normal sniff without a blow or plus the blow.
What?
No, he's been doing he's been walking around and putting his arm over his head and then blowing the scent at people.
Got it, like a fan.
Yeah, like one of those things at the house that scented comes out.
Yeah, so you also
It just
so
sprays
bad.
you
it
get the
out.
armpit.
So
I
bad.
didn't lift my arm yet.
I know,
not-
but I'm just prefacing how bad
Don't
this is going.
think
to
that-
be.
Max,
way.
you think it's bad because it's the armpit plus his breath?
I don't.
No,
I don't.
fresh.
I just saw Big Cat's. No, I'm not gonna. I saw Big Cat's reaction, and he literally
I almost
started dry
puked.
heaving.
I tried.
Can I just do a breath? Look, my breath is. Try my breath, and then we'll do the armpit.
Talk to the mic, Oldie.
Why don't we? Oh, dude!
All right,
That's nice.
Max, give it one big whiff.
I gotta. Oh.
Just
You
one
got this.
big whiff.
Stay strong.
Come on, you got this, Max.
I was seeing stars when
It is. It's like
You got to do Hank too. After.
smelling salts.
You
Yeah,
gotta
Hank
go-
has to do it after.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude! Oh,
You know what? It's like
it smells so bad. I actually just like gagged in my mouth.
yeah,
What's the worst thing you guys have ever smelled?
maybe that.
Go get Hank. Go get Hank.
We did a when
Come
we
here,
did
get Hank.
the stinky
As
cloud
he's going.
on
Yeah.
the case race a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to die. It was like Zaz pubes.
Yeah, it was
and
so
like
bad.
a smoke
Burned
bomb,
hairs.
and like that was as bad as it's ever been.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Anything when you're hungover.
Yeah.
New York City when you're hungover is
Yeah, the
tough.
street.
in
You know
the
what
summer.
it is? You know what it is? It's the hot trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hot trash of New York is the worst.
All right, give him a good whiff. Give him a good whiff. Hank, you have to do a good whiff. You got to really take it in.
Hit him.
Yeah, hit him. Hit him with it.
Hold on.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, smell it. Get yourself in there.
Wait, Oldie, let me get a hit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, let me take a hit. Let me take a hit. I gotta smell this. Oh, I gotta smell this. I gotta try.
This is some good podcasting. Oh my God! Everyone, go watch the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Hank literally just puked for people wondering, like actual puke.
I have tears in my eyes.
3, 2, 1.
It's so bad, dude. I'll take another hit. I'll take one more.
Dude, hey, stop puke. You're gonna make me puke. Oh my God. Okay, I'm good.
All right, get back in the booth, Oldie.
That was awesome.
I can't believe it. How do you smell? How does that smell happen?
It's just a combination of all
How
the
does it
different
smell?
odors.
How does that happen in real life?
Great White North.
Hank, you okay?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Well, like at first, I mean, it was quick, but I was like, oh, it's just BL, and then
No, it's more.
it has some.
It's BO plus.
It is. It is. It's BO plus. Hank, your Fyre Fest?
It's BO max.
Nothing crazy. The AI debacle. Big Cat posted the video on Twitter,
Yeah.
and he tagged me in it. It just said, "Is this real?" At Henny's.
You're cute. Your puke breath is kind of cute. Or
God, yeah.
Puke,
My
puke
puke
voice.
voice?
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
A little raspy.
Yeah.
Me just throwing up back here.
23 million views, and because you tagged me in it, I was just every single person was just like, duh, or no, obviously not, obviously not. How dumb are you? How dumb are you? And then I posted, like I said, on the show, because I thought, obviously I should have known this, but I posted on my Instagram story without context, and then people were getting mad
About what?
about the anaconda.
Oh yeah.
I had friends that texted me screenshots of the anaconda that they saw independently, and they're like, "This is not the picture that Hank thought was real, right?" I was like,
Max 2.
Yeah, it was. That's the one where it's in the middle of the river.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Big ass
It's like
anaconda. You don't know what's going on
it's like
down there.
200 feet long.
I was scared. I was like, fuck.
Oldie, put
Or at
him
least
down.
that one, I was like, this can't be real, and did some research. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really a Fyre Fest. It was fun, but I took Oldie to hot yoga yesterday.
Yeah, he actually blames part of his smell on the hot yoga.
Well, it was.
Did you shower this morning?
He showered at the hot yoga. He said he showered
Oh.
4 times since then.
And you think it's the hot yoga has like unearthed something in you?
Yeah, I think it was just a huge decompression or like detox or whatever came out. I don't know.
Your body just expressed itself. It was
Well,
like,
it was
no,
like
get
the
out.
hardest class of all time. Like, I thought we lost Oldie a couple times. I thought I was gonna die.
And
as
Oldie's
well.
flexible.
Well, that's what he was doing. Splits at the office, and he was like hanging out right before we left. And we were like, "You want to come?" He's like, "Yeah, I used to do it all the time." And then he was. I mean, it was very funny having him there. He was, walking up to all the instructors after, being like, "Thank you for the practice. Thank you for the practice." And then to one of them, he was like,
leaving to puke.
I haven't done this in 7 years."
Oh wow.
Because I thought he was like, I thought when you said like, oh, I do it all the time. I was like, oh yeah, it fit right in.
Yeah.
It was a hard class, but it was like, it was me, Chef Donnie, and Oldie, and when the class ended, there was like the Nile River of sweat between the three of us. It was disgusting. So yeah, maybe, I don't know how that unlocks whatever that smell is, but
Something happened.
The smell is hot yogurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny, but it was like I looked over a couple times and I thought Oldie was down for the count.
Yeah.
It was a
Great
lot.
practice though.
Great practice. Great practice.
I felt bad.
appreciate
I
that.
felt bad being like, yeah, this was probably not the one to bring you to.
It was a lot of water, a lot of sweat out. I wanted to say, like, I think it's maybe from the yoga, but all the boys that know back home, the BO is pretty strong.
Oh,
game.
it's
That's a known
known
thing.
yeah. It's been around. It's been around.
Can we get a spray? Do we have the Dove?
I did that twice, 3 times before even
Is that
today.
is that a family thing?
I don't know. I don't think Papa Dukes don't smell like this shit. No. I mean, I don't know if what I'm consuming or whatever. Like, I mean, I even try to take my girls deodorant and they say, "Dad, no, don't touch it, don't touch it." I mean, nothing works for me.
Oh man.
I think I got to go to like a science building to say like what can we make to make this go away?
Yeah,
like is everything already?
Where would you find a science building?
Dove's probably got something.
We
we can
should
whip
do
up.
that as an ad.
But they do 8-hour guarantee, 12 hours, and then they throw the 24 banger on there. The only thing in life you can't change is a clock, 24 hours. So you got to use the
but
time
we
you got.
should get you like Dove doing an ad where they're like, we have got the smelliest guy in the world and
Correct.
we made him smell fresh. Mash.
Get prescription
Max
deodorant.
is back.
Right.
Max, we said no Hamas. Oh, Max, what are you doing?
I needed a face covering. You guys got like one whiff of it. We're just living in it back here.
Okay, PFT. So your Fyre Fest is you are done with AI, and then I made it worse.
No, I knew I was dumb, but it was the 23 million views and the amount of people responding about how dumb it was to think it was real just made me feel a little bit worse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I apologize. You know you can mute the conversation.
I did.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, I didn't
the
do it
best
till
feature
today,
on
but
Twitter.
when I woke up, it was like, this is bad.
Oh,
I
I
feel
mute
bad.
conversations. I'll mute a conversation the second I throw out a take. I'll just be like, "Here's a take." Mute.
I mute every single one of the aggregators.
Yeah,
Because they tag us in all
everything,
the shit.
everything.
And then you get the dumbest replies ever and the dumbest arguments that last for weeks
Dude,
sometimes.
Caleb Williams wore a different style of shorts today, and I just all of a sudden have like all these mentions from ML football, and I was like, "Oh no, did something big happen?" So I unmuted. He was just wearing different shorts.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is looking different at training camp. What do you notice? And then it devolves into a big conversation in the comment section that gets into like Brock Purdy at some point.
Yeah, just mute that whole conversation. Sorry, Hank.
So the only thing is, Hank,
right.
you're just too trusting, I think.
It was a cool video. I'll
Yeah.
stand by that.
If it was real, it would have been awesome. And
yeah.
the noises.
And it was the whale. Thank you.
Yeah, the thank
That
you.
I was like, as a whale advocate, I was like, yes.
Respect.
Did you see the video, Oldie? Max, show him the
I did.
video.
I think I did. Was it the whale? I didn't see the anaconda. I seen the whale push off.
It was the whale that had like heavy equipment
On top of
driving
it.
on its back.
What was anaconda?
But did you think that was real?
At first, I was like, oh, they can scalp it pretty good. And then I was like, nah, Oldie, come on, that's a tractor. You don't see a tractor just floating on the ocean like that. Like on a whale. Like,
Good reasoning.
I'm thinking, okay, I grew up on a 100-acre farm. I never seen this shit before. But then you think 2025, and then I said, nah, this isn't. It's one of those the new IA things.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, PFT.
My Fyre Fest of the week is that I officially felt old as fuck, like middle aged last week. Because I got a power washer last Saturday. I went out to Home Depot, picked up. I rented one about a year ago, and I got it, and it was awesome. And the guy was like talking shit to me, like he's like, "You never used one of these before? I don't know if you can handle it." I was like, "Dude, I'll handle it, no problem. I got this." And I did it, and it was awesome. And then I said, "I'm gonna buy one of these things. I'm gonna get one of these things." So last Saturday, went to Home Depot, picked one up, brought it home. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
You just start finding shit around. I could power wash you, Oldie. That might work.
That would, but you got to be careful. Are
Yeah.
you dealing with the battery or gas?
So that's really where the Fyre Fest comes in.
Okay, so we'll hold off on that because
I put a video out because I wanted to piss people off. So I did a video of me power washing my patio, and I intentionally missed a spot so that people would be like, "What the fuck, dude? You missed a spot." Some people were mad about that, but then I didn't realize that I stumbled into a deep hole online that I was not aware of, and that's power washing Twitter. Oh. And they were like, "Dude, you have an electric power washer?" I would hide that thing when my friends come over.
Yeah.
You have an dude, that's the gayest thing that I've ever seen in my life. And now I'm like, I got to go back and get a gas-powered one.
Oh, no.
I got 2,000 PSI on it. I thought that's pretty
You
good.
can tell
Yeah,
Oldie's.
you could
Oldie's,
tell
like,
the stream.
disgusting.
When
Yeah.
I was watching your videos.
If it was gas, he's like, yeah.
Well, I
fire
also
me
didn't
up.
have it on the most powerful stream on.
it ain't fuel. It ain't fuel.
It ain't
I don't
fuel.
care. I don't care what you're gonna save this and save that, but it ain't fuel. You get fuel, you better hold on 2 hands to that pistol. She's gonna be flipping and flopping. You want to cook with something 35 hundo, 4,000 sheets.
Well, what can 3,500, 4,000 sheets do that 2,000 can't?
Absolutely piss pump the shit out of that thing. Double times,
God
2
damn,
times.
I need
Double
one. I need
times,
one.
dude.
Piss
Dude,
pump
go-
the shit. God damn it! I should have pissed
He's
pumped the shit.
pissed
Gotta
the
go.
shit out of
Busy,
it
busy.
double times.
You'll clean. You know all those stains you get on the concrete and stuff.
Yeah.
Busy. Gone. Gotta go. Those are right there. You're like double lapping with the battery guy.
I don't.
Or the electric.
Maybe sometimes, but it has different streams. I got the different nozzles to it, and one of them is like 0 degree, and that one I think I could cut my toe off with that one.
So another thing too, for everyone, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Pressure washers are very dangerous. You always got to keep a distance away, even if it's electric or gas. Because close enough, you can literally cut through someone's skin. So that 0 is cutting through someone's skin.
Yeah.
Right? So even the 0 is
awesome.
spread out. But yeah, you just got to keep away. But
It's the most satisfying thing in the world to power wash something.
To clean. It's
so good.
I have a walkway in front of the homestead there, and it always gets stained and stuff, so it gets all like black and dark and from all the leaves falling. I pressure wash it off that thing.
Yeah.
Immaculate. Mine's electric too, but it still works.
Well, you can't be talking all that shit about my electric one if you're pumping out electricity too.
I know it still does the job. It still works. But at the end of the day, we're soft ass bitch old men.
Yeah,
Like we
that's
need
true.
the real
That's
gas.
fair.
Yeah.
You want to hear the?
Yeah, I do wanna hear that.
You've used the gas one, right, Oldie?
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Means
Yeah.
his dad was roasting me. That's how bad it got.
Oh no.
Yeah.
When you finish, like, were you like, touchdown score?
Oh, it cleans like beautiful.
Yeah.
So-
you put your arms up.
Yeah, I like this touchdown. There we go. Yeah, it's great. It's a great relief. But you know what? It's still good. How good does it clean things? Though?
It's awesome. It is actually like the coolest tool I've ever used in my life. I'm just finding stuff around my house. I'm like, I should power wash that. I
Yeah.
should power wash it. When it rained the other day, I was pissed off. I was like, I can't power wash in the rain. It sucks. But I was talking to some of the boys at the office about it, and they had a pretty good idea. Just get a bunch of fruit and play real life Fruit Ninja.
Oh, I love that.
With the power washer. Just throw shit up in the air and try to saw through
love
it
that.
with the water.
Zero angle. You need the zero. Though.
Zero angle. I
You
think
don't want the 12 or 15, the 15 or 30%. That's like a spray.
I think I could cut through a banana easy with a skid on.
I know you can.
Yeah.
I could circumcise Biz.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
should
could.
do
You
that.
can help him out.
Yeah.
The Leafs win the cup. He should have to do that.
I'll circumcise with my power washer. Yeah.
Oh, clean. That's clean too. Straight line. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Cauterize it. Hot water.
that.
All right, my Fyre Fest. I talked about it last week, and you should watch the Viva TV that is out now. Dwyane Wade behind the scenes. Also, my cream team, which is Jacob and Zach in the office, who I hired to be my cream team.
Ben Mintz.
Ben Mintz is a
Advisor.
he's an advisor to the cream team.
Okay.
He's not officially. He's the advisor on free stuff.
Got it.
He was tasked with doing what
Showing
he does
them the way,
best.
yeah.
Yeah, letting someone DM him and then him being like, "Yeah, I can get you a meeting with Dave Portnoy. Just give me like a free."
He's very good
topping."
at that.
Yeah, very good. I've made the purchase
Oh.
and it's coming tomorrow.
Whoa.
So it's not going to be fully operational tomorrow because we need to get the actual manufacturer out to put it all back to get like there's a couple pieces that need to be put back in. But the soft serve ice cream machine will be in the office tomorrow. And it's probably going to be an expensive mistake, but I don't care because we got it.
Well, it's never going to make any money.
Well, no, it pays for itself if it works.
In like,
I think
not actually.
No,
Yeah,
it
it does.
It could make money.
It pays
could
for
make
itself.
money, for sure.
What do you mean?
Well, you're not like getting any return.
Let me explain.
Ice cream.
Let me explain how
Well,
this is
it
going to
pays
make.
for itself, dude.
Let me explain how this is going to make money in about 4 years' time when Brandon Walker's contract comes up and he's getting offers from Fox Sports and ESPN and Call Her Daddy to leave and join them. They're offering maybe twice as much, but we're like, Brandon, we still got the ice cream machine. He's like, God damn it, I got to stay.
But we might not have.
I just love this place so goddamn much.
It's probably going to break down, but
Yep.
it's going to pay for itself.
That's why. But aren't they going to learn how to use it?
Yeah, they're going to learn
Is
how
it
to
hard?
use it.
How hard?
I mean, I didn't. My cream team is not the smartest guys.
How do you clean that thing?
It's probably going to need your power washer.
That's what I was thinking.
It's there's a whole thing. We also struck a deal with the people we're buying it from who have like a whole warehouse of different parts and all this stuff. They're going to do a deep clean once a week. Because I also learned about listeria this week, which
You can die.
We don't want that.
You can die from it, yeah.
So the only thing standing between us and listeria is the cream team. It's bad.
So wait, the only thing staying between us and Listeria is exactly who?
Jacob and Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, the cream team.
You guys ever clean your dishwasher?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right, good. That makes me feel
Sure
better.
do.
What?
Once a week.
What do
I
you
found
mean?
out that's the thing you have to do. Like,
Oh, you run? Oh no, you run it. Are you talking about running it, not
no,
like
you gotta
taking
like
it out?
clean it.
No, he's talking about in the bottom. There's a little filter thing.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can pull
yeah.
the filter out and shake it. You don't have to do it all the time.
Oh,
like once a
yeah.
month.
Yeah, once
I
every
thought you
couple
just
months.
run it.
Once a month. Yeah.
No, yeah,
It's like
once
your
a-
oven.
that's
You
what we
can
do.
The,
Yeah.
Once a month.
You
Sure.
do that, right, Hank?
I know. I did it for the first time in a year. 2
How was
years.
it?
Gross.
Yeah, all the food. It's a filter through so all the food doesn't run down the tube down the outside, so it collects it before it runs through.
It's like a time capsule.
yeah.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
But either way, we got ice cream on the way. I'm saying we're gonna have soft serve ice cream in this office within the next 10 days. And
Love that.
boys, I've done the math. The only thing that we have to and I talked to Max about this. The only issue is it's a big industrial machine, so
Good.
everyone's going to have to pull their part. Like, I'm going to have to do ice cream checks. Like, have you had your ice cream today? If you haven't, got to go. Hank?
Hank's banned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I unbanned him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Memes started to post that
Yeah.
fake news.
Max?
I thought about this. I think I would like sample cups
Okay.
right next to it, and I think I might have like 20 sample cups a day.
Okay, that's fine.
You know
That's
what
great.
you know what I
smart.
mean?
We're
Though?
going to have cones.
Sometimes you just want like a little taste, but I
Yeah.
don't want the whole thing. But I'm gonna have about 20 little tastes like
Okay.
every day.
What's expected per week? Like what
I'm going
numbers
to
do I
need
need to hit?
you. How much you weigh?
180.
You're going to have to eat about 7 cones a week.
That's easy.
Me, I'm going to be around the 12 to 14. Morning, night.
I can
2 days.
guarantee you that there's going to be several times where at lunch I'm like, oh shit, I didn't bring a lunch. I
Yup.
don't really feel like ordering. I'm just going to eat ice cream. for
Yup,
lunch.
yup.
Sundays are gonna be a joke.
Oh man, I'm gonna eat so
You
much.
may have 7 on Sunday.
I'm gonna eat so much ice cream on football Sundays.
We're going to have to do bets of like every time your team gets scored on, eat a cone.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's gonna
excited.
It's going to be great.
yeah, it's gonna be so great. So let's hope it works. Because the only fear I have about the ice cream machine is once we introduce ice cream into the office, you can't then take it away. If you take it away, we'll die.
Yeah. You
Like
can't-
if you just have everyday soft serve ice cream and then they're like, "Oh, today you don't have it anymore," that's death.
Do you know why the McDonald's ice cream machines are never up?
Yeah, I found this out from my cream team.
Uh-huh.
So they had a bad deal with a manufacturer that the deal was only they could fix, like the McDonald's staff couldn't fix their machines.
Right.
So they had to call in someone.
It's like printers. You always have to call in like Pitney Bowes or some shit to come fix your printer.
But the update is the cream team told me that deal actually ended about 6 months ago.
Oh, so it's back.
So they're
Okay.
back. So they no longer have to go through that.
Okay,
Big time cream team update.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Very
I
excited.
might eat more in the winter.
I might too.
I love ice cream in the winter.
Yeah, especially because you get to wear a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So you don't have to feel fat after. Oldie, you want to wrap us up? You got a Fyre Fest?
I was gonna say because it doesn't make you cold.
Oh,
But
yeah,
but
that's
that
it.
too.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lego, that ice cream machine sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's my room to step on any toes or get excited about this, but like, what if we got sauces on the side?
We're going to do toppings on Fridays.
Oh, just toppings Fridays only.
I think
yeah.
sprinkles every day, toppings Friday.
Yeah, because then everyone.
What's that, Hank?
That's too much high expectation. If they want it every day, that's too much.
Yeah,
you only
right,
get it on Fridays. If
right.
you don't want to show up on Friday, guess what? You ain't getting toppings.
You get no toppings.
What
What
if we
was
got
that,
the
No, I know you guys know me, I know me, and I know I'm being resistant, and I know. But once I enjoy a cone, I'm eating like 20 cones a week.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Right.
No, but that's what
it's
we
good.
need. That's what we need.
That's
We
a
need-
great life.
That's what the quota is. The quota has to be at a certain point, and I think you're eligible and totally capable of finishing this off in 7 days.
Let me ask you this, Hank. Do you think there's ever been someone on their deathbed who has said to themselves, "Man, I wish I hadn't eaten all that ice cream"? Actually, yeah, maybe like someone who like dies of heart failure. All right, but do you think that was a bad question? Strike that from the record.
No, because I think they're like worth it.
Yeah.
There's probably other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But do you has anyone ever been like, "Ooh, I you know what I need to do is eat less ice cream"?
Do I think people? Yes.
Okay, these are bad questions.
That's-
Help me
there's
out, PFT.
Well, no,
Tag me in.
it was a bad answer. I think
Yeah.
that people that are on their deathbed that have heart trouble, they're like, I wish I hadn't smoked those cigarettes. I know they're probably like those cigarettes.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question. Easy question. Ice cream. First word that comes to your mind.
Ice cream.
No.
That's
All right.
2 words.
I was hoping you were going to say like good,
Party.
awesome, love it.
Summer.
Ice cream, good, right?
Yeah.
Do you want more good things
Dessert.
or less good things?
More.
There you go.
There it is.
No, I know. I mean,
What if we got the Choco Taco shells and we did Taco Tuesdays?
We could do that. We could absolutely do that. All right.
Cherry salsa.
Oldie, you got a Fyre Fest?
Yeah, I got a Fyre Fest. There's always something bumping. There's always something grinding. I appreciate you guys, everyone here, everywhere across the stool.
Max just pulled
I'm
his arm.
I'm
'cause he
trying
put
to
it
tell
on.
my story.
Yeah, tell your story. Do it your way,
And
Oldie.
he's grabbing me and mauling me over here. Like, it's not nice. Speaking of, that was kind of what almost happened to me. So I appreciate you guys, the boys from Chicklets threw me down there. Game 6
Yeah.
in their barn. I came in live. Let's go. I met up with Memes. Dale, Beauty. He was my camera guy. I went down there solo, dolo.
Great moves. You had awesome moves behind the glass.
I thought they were phenomenal. So I'm dancing on the glass, having a good time, firing up the boys, getting them in the kitchen. Got to go busy. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, security's telling me, hey, buddy, you can't be doing that. You got to go. Buddy, I'm just having a good time on the glass. Like, what do you mean? Oh, no, your shirt's undone. You can't be doing that. Twerking. Buddy, we're in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Everyone here is topless. I've seen more thongs today than I have in the last 3 years up in Canada. So what are you telling me I can't have my shirt on?
It sounds like sexism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so like, okay. So I'm talking with the guys.
like, what
all
the
good.
fuck?
I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, why is this happening to me? So I'm pissed. I'm like, okay, dude, like I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm not harming anyone. So we're all in the group in the console thing. He's telling me. So I said, guys, it's all good in the hood. So he walks away. I start walking away, me and Memes, to go grab another cold one. Quick. People are coming, oldie. The guy in the all green, K9 security dog.
They got the dog on you?
No, it's the guy in all green, but he's in like a canine suit. It just says canine patch.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to say the dog would probably like sniff you and die.
Oh, he would have been hungry. He would have passed right out on him. They would have
Yeah.
thought, what happened to it? Little pooch, he's done. So I'm standing there. We walk away. All of a sudden, he comes up to me. Hey, motherfucker, did you hear what I said? You do that down the glass again, and you're fucking out of here. I said, hey, sir, listen, I apologize. I told the guys I'm sorry, all good. He goes, no, you didn't hear what the fuck I said. I'm going to drag your ass out of here, pal, and you're gone. Okay, brother, my bad. All good, I appreciate you. Go ahead, no big deal. Second period comes on, boys are buzzing, the Leafs are going. Next thing you know, I see this guy comes back in between the second and third intermission. Right away comes up to me. I thought, oh, fuck, here we go again. What did I do now? Hey, man, I'm really sorry about that. I want to apologize. I didn't realize who you were. I said, what? I said, are you fucking shitting me, pal? You were ready to spear tackle me right through this brick wall. You were hungrier than the fucking, you haven't looked like you've eaten in a long time. So he power tripped and he just apologized. I appreciate it. All good, man. All good ahead. I'm thinking to myself, you mother dog meat. He was ready to drag my ass out.
And he was an oldie fan.
He was an oldie fan. The next thing you know, they told him who I was. That's fine. Second clearance. Third period comes up. The boys are buzzing. We're up 2-0.
Yep.
Or we're up 1-0. I go to the glass. Gotta go. Shirt open. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm like this. Let's go. I got the boys buzzing out there. All of a sudden, the guy comes up. I go back and sit in my seat. It's hot in here. I got to leave this off. So the guy comes back up. And the next thing you know, he comes up. Hey, come over here. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere, sir. The usher again, the third time. I'm not going anywhere, sir, please. And then the cop comes. Hey, come on over here. I said, listen, officer, I don't want to go anywhere, brother, please. I want to stay in the barn. He goes, listen, you're a beauty. You're doing a good thing, but he's not kicking you out. I'm venting for you. I got you. I said, officer, please, man. I ain't doing nothing wrong. We go walk upstairs, have another conversation. Third time, shooting the shit. All of a sudden, we're talking. Next thing you know, I'm apologizing. I appreciate the sir, shaking his hand. He goes, okay, no more. I said, I promise, no more shirt off. So, as I'm walking away, everyone thinks I got booted, right?
Yeah.
I see Twitter, people sending me out of here. My old lady's texting me, are you gone? Are you okay? I said, no, I'm good. I'm good, baby girl. I'm good. The next thing you know,
Max, where are you going? Max, come back. Max, come back. Max.
the next thing you know, we're upstairs. I'm shaking his hand. Sir, I apologize. All good. Okay, man, just enjoy the go of the game. So Memes is catching it on the whole video. And you know how there's the drape curtains? You know how there's the drape curtains there? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little crossover. So I walked through the drape curtains after. I said, okay, buddy, take care. I look around. I said, you can't cook out good vibes. Let go. Busy, busy. They tried to boot me 3 times. So no dice. You ain't kicking me out here. We're going to end up right on the glass level.
There we go.
Cheering on the buds, telling them, let's go. Scotty Lawton giving me the fist pump. I'm fired up. It is so wicked in there. We got her going. The buds came. And the Fyre Fest is I went back for Game 7 and I tried my best, and unfortunately they couldn't pull through for me.
No.
But yeah, I got my house almost tackled. Even in Toronto, that other guy, I'm dancing on the glass. One usher comes up, hey, you can't be doing that, buddy. I said, sir, I'm having a good time. 5 minutes into the warm-up dance. Another guy comes in, usher, hey, you're gone, buddy, you're gone. His name, I think his name was Richard. I looked at him, I said, hey, listen, Richard, no problem, I'm gone. No, you can't be doing that on the glass here. I said, listen, I'm with the guys. They got me ticks. I'm out here to bump and grind out here. So the guy that got me the ticks, he said, hey, no, these guys are good. They're with us. We're with the Scotia Bank. All of a sudden, security walks down. I said, oh, fuck, Oldie. It might be another one getting kicked out of my own barn. He comes to the guys. Security goes to the usher, talks to them. Hey, don't touch him. He's good. The security guy, security guy walks away. All of a sudden, because there's all these people crowded, they're all filming me getting excited, and all you just hear, Oldie, Oldie. And then I just inspired and embraced it. I said, let's go, Oldie. Right back down on the glass, burn and turn. And they got shell shocked. But yeah, that was a little bit extended Fyre Fest, but that's really life. Real
That
life
was
shit.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can't keep
Memes,
you,
you
can't keep up
okay?
good vibes.
All right. We'll finish the show. Oldie, always great having you.
Appreciate you. Love you all. You guys are the
Love
G's.
you all.
All
There
right,
you go, boys. Bump and grind.
Numbers.
35.
17.
Oldie, what's your number?
Oh, I got to go back to the roots. It's got to be 4. Come on. It's got to
Okay.
be my number. It's got to hit.
Max, what's
Boys.
your number?
1.
1 for Max. I'm going 3. Memes, did you say a number?
30.
What?
99
Said 30.
21.
It's going to be Nasher. If it's Nasher again.
Oh, Nasher again would be all time.
Pug looks like he's going to cry in there.
I saw Pug give a look I've never seen in my life. Oh.
95.
Shane looked like a dad that thought he smelled weed. He was like, Love you guys.
Lego. Busy.
There you go.